Okay, everybody, we are live. This is the Irish Podcast, episode 27. And I am your host, the Titanfall Princess, and welcome to another episode of the Irish Podcast, everybody. Now, what we're going to start out with, as we always do, we're going to have the panel introduce themselves and just tell us something you've been playing for the last day or two or a couple of days, whatever. We'll start out with all right. Unfortunately, Demetrius is at work, so he's probably with a customer, so he can introduce himself later. Rambo, why don't you go ahead?
What's going on, guys? This is Rambo's Corner with Rambo's Corner on YouTube and Twitter, if you want to follow me there. And lately, I've been playing. I actually just purchased Voodoo Vents, so I've been playing that and trying to 100% that one right now. So,
okay, cool. And next up, we got Persona.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Persona of Mind of a Gamer podcast, the Council podcast, and what's up PlayStation.com. And again, Titanfall Princess, appreciate you having me on the podcast and whatnot. And shout out to everybody in the chat. As for the games I've been playing this week, I've been playing Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. I've been playing Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and I've played some Destiny 1. And
nice.
That's pretty much it.
And working, of course, in between. So,
of course, working
like most of us, yeah. So, Demetrius, are you back yet? He can introduce himself later. Just so the audience knows, unfortunately, Porter Rock was unable to make it. We may have 7th level late if he can get out of work. He's still working, got tied up. So, and HP is missing in action. But we still got a good panel. That's all that matters. And for me, the last couple of days, and I put it up online that I was going to platinum this game before the podcast, and I did. I just platinum Ocean Horn Monster.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
It. And I said I was going to, I only got it, I think it was 3 days ago? 2 or 3 days ago, I only got it. And I told, people were saying, so when I said I got it, people say, oh, whatever. I said I was going to platinum it before the podcast, and I did it. A little over, about 40 minutes ago?
congrats. Now, what was the name of that again?
That was Ocean Horn.
Ocean Horn. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Monster of the Uncharted Sea. You know, it's like hyphen Monster of the Uncharted Sea, but it's Ocean Horn. Yeah. It was actually fun. So, it's parts of it. It really wasn't that hard. Parts of it, getting little trophies, whatever. You know what you have to do, whatever. But it was it was fun to me. I enjoyed the game. So that's what I've been doing in the last couple of days. So now I can't even do my first topic because Demetrius, to move on, and we'll come back to the first one because I'm gonna cyber smack him. Anyway, guys, let's move on to the first gaming subject. All right, for me, what I heard this week, the biggest game news of this week was the reveal of Darksiders 3.
Oh, you guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could still remember playing the original Darksiders, and I actually love this series. Some people don't like it, I do. I think it's very underrated in my opinion. And you know what it does? It actually takes some of the best elements from a couple games like Devil May Cry, God of War, and Legend of Zelda, all together for this game. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed was when Darksiders 3 was revealed, you had people complaining about the graphics already. Aren't you happy? Darksiders 3? I mean, honestly, because they didn't have to make it. You're just seeing something that was revealed. It may not even, it's not even finished yet, so things can change, okay? So to the panel, any thoughts on Darksiders 3's reveal? What do you think about it? And do you have any issues with what you saw in the graphics?
Well, one thing to point out as far as the gameplay goes is the gameplay that was shown on IGN is pre-alpha graphics, and the game isn't even coming out this year, slated for 2018 release. So, folks that are complaining about that type of stuff so early in the life cycle of the game development process is just asinine. So, yeah, for that, you guys need to relax. Let them develop the game. I think what we saw was just a vertical slice of what's expected of the game. And as for the game itself, the gameplay looked pretty cool from what I saw. It looked dope. I'd never played Darksiders before, so I would be going in this fresh. But I actually have the first 2 games already, so I'll probably play those first before this one comes out. But from what I saw, it looked all right.
I think you're gonna like the game. I love the game. I think it's a great game. I love the series, just like I like the Devil May Cry series. I like the God of War series, and I love the Zelda series. So if you take a little bit of all of that from each one and put it in one, like those other series, and you mix them up, its own. That's what you got. I think you're gonna like the game. I really think you're gonna like it. I really do. So when you get a chance, start the other ones. Rambo, what do you think?
Man, I think it's cool. It looked all right. I'm completely new to like a persona there to the Darksiders thing. I've never played the other 2, so. But from what I've seen, it looked pretty good. I'm just glad to see that more RPGs are actually being made. So it just seems to be more the popularity of those type of games are starting to come up again, which is actually great for us. So just hopefully we start seeing more and more great, RPGs coming up.
Demetrius, are you back yet?
Yeah, but I'm doing something. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Well, how can I hold on? We got a podcast. He's stupid. Yeah, hold on. Add anything to the Darksiders or anything like that? For me personally, I'm just gonna say this while waiting for Demetrius.
It says now. I saw the trailer to the game. It looked all right. Like I saw a little bit of it, like a glimpse of it, because I never really played Darksiders before. And when I did see it, I liked the game because I know they have it for free on the Xbox One, the first one I believe. And I didn't play it. I just have it downloaded. I just never played it. But other than that, yeah, I kind of want to play it. Hopefully it will be good. Like I'm really looking forward.
I got a question for you, Demetrius, because you were busy with the other customer. You were busy with your customers. Do you like the series like series that I mentioned? I don't know if you heard it, like Devil May Cry, God of War, and Legend of Zelda. Do you like those series?
I'm not a fan of Zelda, but I love God of War and Devil May Cry. You said God of War, right?
Yeah. I said all 3 of them. The reason I'm saying that is because they take a little bit of each one of those and add its, like elements of it, and put it all in this game with other elements. So if you like Devil May Cry and you like God of War, you're gonna like this game.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to it, because I was like, oh yeah, it's different. It's different than what the normal Darksiders I've seen. Because the other Darksiders, they didn't really look that appealing to me. But Darksiders, what is this, 3? It looks really good. So especially play as a sexy ass female. So
before we move on to the other gaming, I gotta say this, okay? Because this was our first topic, but of course you weren't here, so I couldn't do it. Okay. I would like to say happy birthday to Demetrius, okay? Out on air. I mean, I did DM him and everything, but I do want to say happy birthday. And I just want to say I'm sure you had some cake and watched some of your anime girls. I told to ask you, did you have the donkey with you when you watched the anime girls? But anyway, so tell us about your birthday.
One second.
Oh, there he goes. You got to go again. See, I'm not going to get through this. Oh, boy. I'll have to come back to that. He heard the question. And if anybody wants to say anything to him, I'm going to move on to the next topic. Going to be. Okay. Now, one thing I want to do is next topic, guys. I want to put this PS5 thing that a certain group of fanboys are lying about to rest, if we can, okay? Once again, I'm seeing the Xbox YouTubers with the PlayStation that us PlayStation gamers aren't even talking about. We're not even thinking on this shit. We're worrying about games, and they're talking about bullshit over there when they should be talking about the Xbox stuff, okay? I literally haven't seen any one person on Twitter up the PlayStation 5 on the PlayStation side. The rumor is that this is what I heard. The rumor was supposed to be from these fanboys was to be released in 2018. Shit. And I doubt if anybody on the panel is going to believe that shit, okay? Or any real PlayStation people or people play or own a PlayStation is going to believe that. Okay, I don't know how it got started. Probably by some fanboy just trying to drum up some views or something. But with all the games that Sony already announced this year, doing with the PS4, it wouldn't make sense for them to to put a rush and reveal another console just yet. Now, what may happen, in my opinion, okay, maybe they're talking about they may start developing it in 2018 as far as the PS5. I'm thinking more along those lines, and that it's going to come out, later on, like maybe 2020 or something like that as a reveal. What are your guys' thoughts about the rumor, PlayStation 5 rumor, and these fanboys jumping in and making up stuff? And do you think it's a reveal in 2018?
I don't care what comes out in 2018. If it does come out, I highly doubt it will be a PS5, but my PC will still be better. I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
When it comes to, there's not really a rumor. I mean, as far as how I could see it, there's not really a rumor. There was an analyst or whatever that said that there's, he thinks that a PlayStation 5 will be coming out next year. And that's all that was ever said. And now these other channels have come back and said that, we're all saying, quoting this analyst as some sort of, fact thing. And we're all basically doubting what the guy said. So they're just, they're just looking for attention, and they seriously have been beat up for the past 4 years. So they're grabbing for any kind of straw that they can get to save their, save face, I guess. But no, I don't think as far as the PS5, I don't think you'll see one until the earliest 2019, but I think it'll be more like 2020.
Hey, excuse me 1 second before I do it. Before you go, Persona, what's up, Demigod?
What's up?
I'm glad you could make it. A little late, but you made it.
Thank you. I'm glad to be on the show. My brother Persona's on the show as well.
Facts.
Big shout out.
Facts. Big shout out.
Cutting you off, Persona. You go ahead, and then we'll let Demigod go.
All right, cool.
I just had to say hi.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So as far as the PS5 goes, I actually made a video on this yesterday. Shameless plug, but check out Gaming with Persona. And with this guy, his name is Damien Tong. He's an analyst, and he's actually the one that predicted the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. So I can understand why a lot of gaming sites and things like that would run with this prediction of him saying that. Let me back up. He never said PlayStation 5. He said PlayStation System. Now that's very open. It's not very a specific statement. A PlayStation System could be anything from a new iteration of a PSVR all the way up to a new PlayStation Vita 2. It's not necessarily PS5. And like I said in my video yesterday, with how well the PlayStation 4 is doing hardware-wise and software-wise, I can't see Sony as a company, looking at this from a company perspective, I can't see Sony as a company trampling over the success of PS4 right now, especially when it's in line to be selling better than the PS2 eventually.
But here's my thing, I see if Sony really would make a PS5, I see them doing that. The only reason why is because it's Scorpio. It's going back towards the Scorpio. Mm-mm. Everyone is trying to be in competition with each other. So, if PlayStation is going to make a PS5, it's going to be better than the Scorpio, right? Because why would they make a console that is just as good as the Scorpio? You're supposed to make it better. So if I see PlayStation making a PS5 or whatever PlayStation they're going to do, it's going to be better than the Scorpio. So in my mind, the only reason why they would make another PlayStation because of the Scorpio. Because at this moment, in this current generation, this current time, PlayStation has the best hardware, the best everything. Until Scorpio comes out, then Xbox will have the best hardware. So it's gonna flip flop. So
I don't think they're worried about the hardware side of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think. Well, see, one thing you have to understand is that Xbox is playing catch up.
God, your mic has a little beep. It's
no, that's
going
not
in
them.
and out.
That's Dimitri with it, not
Yeah.
Demigod. I think that's.
No, that's not me at all. That's not me at all. I have a really good headset. That is not me.
My mic
I
is
heard a
completely
crackle.
Oh, okay, no,
There was like a
I thought
crackle.
it was just. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah, sorry. But no. As far as the hardware goes, Microsoft was playing catch up to what PlayStation had already had. So what the Scorpio is them going back to the drawing board and trying to just throw things together and make it be as powerful as possible. But PlayStation never really. I don't want to say they didn't care about the power. Obviously, they did because they came out with the Pro, and but their whole vision wasn't to compete with Xbox. Their whole vision with the Pro was to pull PC guys over to their console for the exclusives because they look better and things like that, and for the third party games. So that's what PlayStation 4 Pro's vision is with that. Now, as far as the Scorpio coming out, yes, it will be the more powerful console. But this is a question that's been asked multiple times. Is that enough? Because if memory serves me correctly, last gen, the best selling console was the Wii, and it was the weaker of the other two consoles.
I thought that.
But what kept Wii going? It was those games. So how is this situation any different? Not saying that a PS5 wouldn't come. Yes, I'm sure a PlayStation 5 would come, but would it come as fast as this just because a Scorpio is coming out? Nah, not likely. Not in the position that PlayStation is in right now. PlayStation's in a position right now where technically they call the shots because they've got the third-party deals, they've got the exclusives, they've got the fan base, they've got the sales. Why would they jump just because there's a stronger console coming out?
It's called competition, man. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, it's competition. Think about Samsung and Apple. I mean, Samsung got the most powerful cell phone out at the moment. It's not because they're just doing it just because they're doing it because for a reason. It's for marketed purposes.
Samsung has the most powerful phone out, and Apple still sells more.
I guess so. I mean, because that's more of Apple markets themselves more. Just like
Demetrius.
No, it's because
are you on a Samsung phone, Demetrius?
No, I'm an iPhone and I work for AT&T, so I know what I'm saying. And we know what we're talking.
Oh, no, I was going to say it because your mic, you sound horrible now.
Yeah, you sound really. You're breaking up really bad.
I think it's because I'm walking around too in the store at the same time. Let me stand one still. Is it working?
It almost sounds
okay
like
now?
you're in a wind tunnel.
No, that sounds terrible, man.
I think I can.
I'm not trying to cut you off, but everybody wants to hear what you have to say, and I don't think you want them to hear you sound like that.
Yeah, how about now? Do I sound okay now?
No.
Yeah, it's probably these headphones I got in. Hold on, let me get my other headphones then.
All right, guys, continue. If you're talking about, what you were talking about, but I agree. I think a PS5 will come down the line, but right now I don't think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. With what they're doing now with the slim, with the Pro and even the vanilla, I don't think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. They may do it, like I said, maybe 2020.
What people need to realize though is that Sony and Microsoft don't react to each other. Like they don't Microsoft doesn't come out with the Scorpio and then Sony reacts like, oh God, we got to make something, and like the PlayStation didn't come out with the Pro and then all of a sudden Microsoft react. These companies are on their own schedule as far as like what they're wanting to do with their company.
Do I sound better now?
Now that yes, but they might speed it up. I mean, those processes might be sped up a little bit, depending on the situation as far as the market goes. But these companies don't operate on a reactionary schedule based on what another company's doing. They have their own guidelines and their own timeline to follow. So it has nothing to do with the Scorpio releasing. If PlayStation 5 is when it releases, it all depends on Sony and their timeline. And I think with Sony and their timeline, they have so many great things going for them right now. I don't see them like boosting that timeline up any sooner because power is not enough for them to be worried about. Like they're not competing software wise at all.
But see, that's the problem with the fanboys. They're saying that they're going to come out with this because, and you know what fanboys I'm talking about. We ain't going to give them no names and do all that because they don't deserve the shout outs. But you know who they are. Certain groups. more time on his podcast, you ain't coming back for 2 weeks. Anyway, but seriously, they need to stop because they're the ones saying that Sony has to do this because of the power of the Scorpio.
Well, I think they're running with that.
I mean, you
What
can.
the-
Oh, sorry. You can say the same thing. Sorry to cut you
Oh
off.
damn.
No. Like, because I'm hearing you guys like a split second. Because I think I'm lagging in the podcast. Sorry about that. Because if I talk,
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think while people are running with that, I think one of the bigger problems is with this is that the gaming like news sites who ran with that too. I think they ran with that whole statement to think that a PlayStation 5 could release in 2018 and 2020 when we all honestly know that PlayStation or Sony is going to release any new PlayStations like that for a while. They have a good streak going. They have the hardware going. They're not going to blow their load anytime soon this early. Now, they might release a new Vita, a new handheld. It can be a phone, streaming integration, something along the lines of that. But I wouldn't say they're going to release any new hardware or tech this early when they got this big thing going on right now.
Yeah. Well, like myself personally, like, it goes back towards like, Xbox, how I guess the one individual is saying, oh, well, Sony has to do this because of the Scorpio. Well, we can say the same thing about, the Scorpio with the PS4 Pro. I mean, the PS4 Pro was going to be the most powerful console ever made until we heard the announcement of the Scorpio as well. So it can fall back on both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the Scorpio's purpose? To be the most powerful console. What was the PS4 purpose?
The Scorpio wasn't built. The Scorpio was not built because of the Pro, or the Pro had no effect on the Scorpio being built whatsoever. That's like not even a possibility. Because first of all, like the Pro came out last year, and it was leaked like early last year. It takes more than a year to get a console in R&D and built and tested and everything else. It takes a lot more than a year to do that. So that console, the Scorpio, was in effect and being built, I would say probably like 2014, 2015. That's when they started talking about it and started like actually, diving in and doing it. And like there's at that time, there was like nothing going on as far as like even a PS4 Slim or an Xbox One S. I mean, it was just like this stuff was done by their own timeline. They're not done by.
I know that much. It's not that it's not like you're telling me something. Oh, everything is predetermined before it's actually a finalized decision. I know that it takes these people a long time to make these systems. They have to get the everyone has to get the drawing boards ready. They have to get all the engineers have to prep themselves to do everything. The blueprints, they got to get everything straight, and they have a certain time they have to release this system. So yeah, you're telling me something I already know, but I'm just going back towards. I'm just talking as how the fanboys would say, oh well, Sony is only releasing the PS5 because of the Xbox One Scorpio. What I'm saying is, like, if I was thinking as a fanboy, I could turn around and say the same thing. Well, what was the purpose of the PS4 Pro? Because it was supposed to be the most powerful system, and then the Scorpio comes out. Now the Scorpio is the most powerful system. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to go dumb, dumb yourself down to a fanboy level, you could say that. You know what I'm saying? Just be done with it. Because you could say, well, it goes both ways, even though that's not true. But if you say it like that, then you're like, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, what was the purpose of the PS4 Pro? To be the most powerful system. You hear this Xbox One Scorpio is coming out. Now that's the most powerful system. So at the end of the day, it don't really matter what the fuck is the most powerful system. It's about who has the games. Sony has the most games. Like I was telling a lot of people multiple times in my video, I don't see that Scorpio's outselling anything. It's not going to push Xbox to no fucking sales even higher than what they already are. Because for one, that system's going to be pretty expensive when it comes out. The consumer is going to go.
Hold on, wait. That's speculation. Let's.
At 6.2 teraflops, you really think that system is going to be $400? No, they cannot.
I mean, I don't think
impossible.
Microsoft is dumb enough to price it. I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to price this at a competitive enough price. Will it be $400? No. But granted, when the Xbox OG, when the regular Xbox One came out, it was $500, and folks lined up for it. So we can safely say it'll be with around the $400 to mark. And I do feel folks will buy it. Folks will buy it. Especially like the hardcore Xbox guys, they will pick it up. So I do see it pushing itself. Not where they're gonna go from 30 million to 60 million. No.
That's what I was saying.
Sales being, I do see them carry, the sales carrying them up the ladder just a little bit more.
I think personally, you guys are saying, you guys are both saying similar things and in different ways. But the bottom line is, it doesn't even matter what the cost is. You got to give us more games than Gears, Halo, and Forza. Those are the only thing that people know that they're going to be making another one of. And Gears isn't even guaranteed. But the Halo and the Forza, what else are you bringing to the Xbox people? So even if you priced it competitively, are people going to pick it up? In my opinion, I personally don't think so. Not as many as would have if they had more games. Now, hopefully E3 they'll announce other stuff. Hopefully E3 they'll blow people out of the water. But I'm still skeptical for one reason is, one, I don't see any new IPs. I don't see anything. Tired of Halos, they've gotten worse. Okay, Forza's just whatever. Okay, I do some racing, but I'm not big into that. If they do another Gears, okay, fine, but more. And the fact that they canceled quite a few games already, you could tell me a game's coming out, but and announce it. That's the other thing that scares me about E3. They can announce next 2 years these 50 top games, new IPs, new whatever. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. And cancel
half of them,
so you get 10.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's that. And they're pushing more towards multi-plat. So why would somebody buy a new console if the games are going to be? Because somebody who owns a PlayStation already is going to stick with PlayStation just for a multi-plat.
That is true. I definitely do agree there. But I'll say this: E3 is around the corner, so
I know.
Let's hope that at E3 they do deliver on some new experiences. I have a sliver of hope left for Xbox.
I'm trying. But Demi, I'm trying to do that. But my thing is that
Persona talking. Not
sorry, Persona. I meant to say Persona. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I meant to say Persona.
No, you good.
My thing is that it scares me because they can announce all this stuff, but what if they go and cancel half of it? System again above what they normally would have paid because they got this power and teraflops and all that. Okay, fine. And they got the Blu-ray and all that shit in it. All right, fine. Even if it's $100 more, instead of 400, it's 500, or instead of 500, 600, whatever.
Well, part of the problem
premium
here,
amount. Where is the games? I mean, and are they going to cancel these games? Are they going to guarantee? Put it this way: if you guarantee me I'm going to have X amount of games, cancel any of them, you get your full refund, and we'll pay for the console and the money for the games you did buy. Deal. Because I can't do that again. I can't do it again because you get midway through a gen and there's really not. What are you getting now? Nothing. I mean, that's my point.
Yeah.
On what I just said, guys.
That makes sense, but like you said, it goes back towards like a fanboy's mind. They're not gonna think like that. I'm like, well, it's Xbox, I'm gonna buy it anyway. So like,
and guess what? They don't play it either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
they don't play it. They don't finish games. They don't upload gameplay. They don't upload, and if they do upload gameplay, it's somebody else's generally.
Oh, but anyways.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but still, it just like goes back towards a person who's a fanboy. Like me, myself personally, I already know the situation of the Scorpio, and yeah, of course I'm buying it when it comes out. I may not get it day one, but I'm buying it when it comes out. And because I'm curious about it, it's very curious. I'm very curious about that system. So
curious too, but my thing is that I'm curious about the system, But if I don't have games to play, I ain't that damn curious to put out money like that
I mean,
to
Well, you
get.
know,
I
I don't even
mean,
want to blame. I don't even want to blame. You know, you can't put all the blame on Microsoft as well, because some of the blame, and I said this yesterday. Some of the blame has to go to the gamer and the consumer as well, because
it's mostly
a
the
lot of
community. Yep.
a lot of guys in the community, they didn't support a lot of the new IPs that Microsoft did put out. Scale
I know, and
not
I did, and
Scalebound,
I did. Now,
Sunset Overdrive struggled to get off the ground. Quantum Break, Recore, Rise, things like that.
Disaster.
can I tell you something?
They struggled.
All those games, I bought.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
people
mean,
told me I wasn't going to. I support them. And I said, listen, if I could support you guys out here, have calling yourselves and naming yourself even after Xbox and all this other shit, whatever, and you can't even support the games. You could see me. You go. I mean, and I hate to say it. I'm going to go back to this. Look at my gamer score compared to theirs.
104,000, right?
A little over 104,000, right? And they're at 50 something thousand. They're letting other people play on their consoles what they're doing. Or they're buying gamer scores something because they ain't playing. Because I watched people tell me they were the best at Gears and couldn't get through Division with 3 other people. I got further alone in Division than he got with a party of 3. Walked out the building, walked down to the corner, and was face down, assed up the whole time.
Yeah.
Brother who played with him was making fun of him. Said, "Oh, you're face down, assed up again." If you could play Gears, play Division.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
He sucked at
Division
Division.
is not as hard. But he said he's a top-notch Gears player. Where's your Gears footage?
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that. They don't correlate together. One's more of a third-person shooter with guns that have like shooter elements behind them, while Gears is just
All right.
a shooter.
He's one of the best.
Now he can't back it up.
He could shoot. He in shooting games, he's top notch. And you in a party of 3. Everybody else was staying alive. You couldn't make it to the corner when you came out of headquarters.
Damn.
I watched that individual play Destiny, and Rambo and I are big Destiny fans. So Rambo and I can tell you some shit about Destiny. And I watched this noob, this pathetic ass gamer, so-called gamer, play Destiny, and I LMAO'd my ass off like a motherfucker. I laughed my ass off because this dude sucked. He didn't know how to ADS. He played like he had no thumbs. Like, seriously, how do you press like left trigger and don't know how to press right trigger to shoot people? He was just missing all over. And I was just laughing at this clown. Like, he was not even past level 20. And Destiny's been out for like almost 3 years. And he's not, and they're making Destiny 2. He's not even level 20. And he's getting back on the game talking shit just because, like, I think Destiny made a DLC, the Rise of Iron, last year, and he got back on with subscribers and shit. And he was like talking mess, like making an Xbox review of Rise of Iron. I'm like, but why would you make an Xbox review of that game? And that's more of a, it should be all around review. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said he's making a review for Xbox, like fucking like Destiny's exclusive to Xbox or something, which is not. When Destiny 2 comes out, like, PlayStation's gonna have like over a year of exclusives ahead of Xbox. There are some things on Destiny 1 that Microsoft cannot get from PlayStation. There's guns and there's armor that PlayStation's had since 2 years ago, since like the House of Wolves, and Xbox still hasn't had that yet. They're not even gonna get it until like I think a month before Destiny 2 comes out. So it's gonna be a waste. You see what I'm saying?
But Demetrius, this is the same person who also review game after do a full review of a game after 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes,
how can you review and tell you either it's the best game or it's a shit game? Well, and you know what? Nobody can do that. You can give, like, you could play it for like 2 hours and say, this is my, like a pre-review. It's not a review. It's just my thoughts on the game so far. My thoughts. Okay. That start out slow and then you get into it. It's like, oh, God damn this. Oh shit. Yeah. And you get crazy about it. Some games start off slow. You got to play it for a little bit. You can't go and play it for a half hour and review an entire game graphically or play wise or anything.
Yeah, but some games even start out great, and then you get like
And,
3/4 of the way into it, and then all of a sudden they turn into shit. So
Yeah, I would
that's the
love
reason.
to
That's the
play.
reason why I say. That's the reason why I say unless you beat the game, you don't give a review. You just give my thoughts or my opinion on it.
I
That's
really
what I'm
want to play
saying.
that. I
That's what
really
I'm
want to
saying.
play Rack 'em Up with the Destiny. I really want to play Rack 'em Up on Destiny.
I'm gonna wrap your head up pretty soon. Okay. Before we go any further, before anybody continues, I want to say hi to Joni. He's in the chat. I want to shout him out. Go ahead, guys. But what I'm saying is that you can't. I get tired of people just talking about things that they don't know nothing about, and other people believe them, and then other people shoot off of what they say and do their own stuff. And they make another video, and that's how things get started. Portion.
Yep. Well,
I'm definitely
Well,
not
if-
giving them any sort of out because I don't buy that at all. But I think that a lot of this goes down to the people that follow crap. They say this shit like say to you or to I'm just using you as an example, or to me or to anybody because they think that what they're doing is I think the only thing they're doing it for is to see if they get some sort of rise out of somebody. I'm hoping to God they can't. I just can't see somebody being that dumb to believe half the stuff that's said. So I think a lot of it's more like, oh, good, I'll troll somebody with this, and we'll see what happens. But I can only hope that that's what it is.
Rambo,
They're just trying to troll.
Rambo, you won't believe some of the people honestly think, and I'm being serious. People that do not have their own minds and believe somebody on YouTube who you've never met in your life, know nothing about, so knowledgeable that it ain't funny.
Oh yeah, I don't
believe
doubt
shit
it at all.
Until I get proof. That's why if I don't understand something, you guys even know, Rambo, you even know. If I get on a podcast, I have a question, say I heard something. Has anybody heard the same thing? What is this about? I'm not sure. I can't find any information about it. I'll ask. I don't go by what one person says. I'll say, what the hell is this person talking about? I ask. I don't go and listen to anybody and say what they say is fact. Until it comes out the horse's mouth itself. You know what I'm saying?
well, him reviewing the game for 10 minutes is fact.
Or the donkey's mouth.
Hey, fuck you. Fuck you.
I had to get you features because you messed with us, and I did a happy birthday thing to you in the beginning, and asked you to tell everybody how your birthday was, and you just put up the hand and said, "Talk to the hand to me," basically.
No, because I was taking
Alright.
down the cell phones, so we're about to close in a minute, so I couldn't talk because you have to unscrew the things and then set off an alarm, and I don't want to blast that in your ear, right?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but anyways, I can say my birthday thing real quick. I'm 22, so yeah, so I'm getting old. We had fun for my birthday. It was pretty good. I know for yesterday night we had to go somewhere for work, which was like a party for all the employees and stuff we had to attend. We went to like something called like a ballroom for all the employees, and we had fun. So it was nothing but drunk black girls and Hispanic girls, white girls twerking. So that's all what it was. But other than that, I had a good party, so that's all we had. We just all got drunk and.
Does your girl know that? Does your girl know that's what you were doing?
No. So.
She's gonna hear it now. When she hears this, I got her number. I'm gonna send it to her.
Go ahead.
Well, I heard from a reliable source. Somebody said you took a donkey to the party with you.
No, no.
All right, let's move on to the next subject. Okay, guys. Okay. I don't know. He's very reliable, so I don't know. He told me I mean, he did say happy birthday, but he said you were hanging out with the donkey, though. But anyway, what I'm gonna do. We got this one's gonna be versus multiplayer. as big as multiplayer is, and it is, okay, single player is important to me for the simple reason of when a game includes a single player, I feel like I'm getting a core experience. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like my $60 was well spent. Past, you had games like Mag, Warhawk, and a bunch of other games that no longer have servers playable, which in the long run is not good for the consumer. Just imagine all the people who may have wanted to play games like Mag. You can't even play Resistance online. How important multiplayer can be for fighting games and shooters, I do. Because it is fun and it's a hell of a lot of fun. Okay, I do it all the time. And the numbers do speak. For example, games like Overwatch are a huge success. Call of Duty sells a lot every year. Battlefield is an online experience. But as big as these games are, away from single-player games like God of War, Kingdom Hearts, Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, Horizon Zero Dawn, and a lot of other games. Okay? It really doesn't. So I want to get your guys' opinion. Since you know that if a server goes down and it's only a multiplayer game, you can't do nothing with it. It's useless, okay? So when it comes to multiplayer versus single player, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, now.
Hello?
Yeah, I can now. You kind of cut out.
Yeah, I thought
I
you
cut out?
was
You
talking.
cut out. I thought the podcast
Oh.
ended.
Did you? No. Did you guys hear what I said?
Not the last part, no.
Yeah, all right. Basically, what I'm saying is, it's single player. I'm going to break it down. Let me do it a little shorter. Multiplayer, single player versus multiplayer. Now, my opinion, I overall like when a game has both because you get a core experience with the single player and you get your money's worth with the $60. Okay, if it's a single player game, just multiplayer. Okay, there are games like Mag, SOCOM 4. In other games that you can no longer play. Okay, guys, you can no longer play. The servers are down. The game is useless. Okay, but it doesn't take as big as these games are, like Battlefield and Call of Duty and Overwatch, are huge successes for multiplayer. Can't deny that. Thank God the servers are still up. But what if they take those servers down? What are you going to do with those games? Okay. So for me, it doesn't take away from single player games like God of War, Kingdom Hearts, Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, Horizon Zero Dawn, and a lot more. So basically, it's multiplayer versus single player. What are your thoughts?
Well, when it comes to me, I mean, multiplayer. I'm not really a huge multiplayer person. Like I'll play it. I'm not against it, but I mean, like there's some people I know that
Right.
will only play multiplayer games. But when it comes to like for me, I just know that like I'll play them. They're cool. They're all right. Like Overwatch. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. Destiny, I love. I put like quite a bit of hours in there. But that to me, that's a like co-op versus like really online. Because I mean, I didn't really spend a whole lot of time on the actual online portion of it. But the competitive side of it. Now, when it comes to like, do I think that like, I think that what Phil's talking about is like, if you notice, almost every one of Microsoft's their first party games have microtransactions in them, and so when it comes to him, I mean, he's looking at it like, well, multiplayer games are where I can put microtransactions. You can't really put them in single player games and make them make sense. So to him, the only way that the company can make a profit, like almost like a guaranteed amount of profit, they can, it'll be multiplayer only games. Like that's where he needs to focus his time. And so I think that's the reason why he said that. I don't think that he really thinks that like Zelda and Horizon Zero Dawn have lost their impact. I think that they've lost what he's trying to say is like they've lost they don't have the same impact as far as like financial wise as what say like a Halo 5 does, because of the fact that you can include all those rec packs in there and make money. So you can't really do that as easy, I guess, in a single player game.
Look, this is the problem. Why are we second guessing or trying to decipher what Phil said? Phil should be clear and concise.
Oh yeah,
the
I
first
definitely
time.
agree with you there. Yeah, I think he should have shut up. I don't think.
Phil Spencer should be clear and concise. The first time as a CEO of a company or as the head of a division or whatever the case may be, you should be clear and concise. And if what you meant the first time around is what you meant, stick to your guns. Don't, try to change up or clean it up.
Oh, I agree.
When the heat's on the back of your neck. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like with what Jabari said, is like as a CEO of a company, even if he did mean that, he should be quiet about it. No, he shouldn't say that shit no matter what. Because especially with the brand new console launching. I mean, like as a gamer that maybe just say I'm just fresh on Twitter. I really don't have a system, and I'm looking to get one. And I hear, Scorpio's coming out. I look at Phil Spencer's comments, and I'm like, damn, like no single player games at all, like that. I mean, that's what I would take it as. And
yeah, that's how many took it as. And,
yeah,
so, and that's why you have to go back and clean that up. And it's like that's a problem. But when it comes to single player games versus multiplayer, I'm a huge multiplayer guy. I love multiplayer games as much as the next person. I play it. I've played a lot of COD in my day. I play Uncharted to death. I play Battlefield. I play Destiny. All these multiplayer games I play. But I'm also a single player and RPG guy. Like when it comes to genres, it goes RPGs then shooters. I love my single player experiences, and the reason why I hold single player higher than multiplayer is because that, especially if you've been gaming for a very long time, your first experiences weren't multiplayer games. Right. Your first experiences and what brought you on and brought you into the world of gaming and made you want to be a part of this hobby was a single player experience. You go up to a gamer and you ask them, what's your favorite game? Most people will say Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 9, whatever. Their name, or they'll say Kingdom Hearts or something like that. The name is single player games. And you ask them, why is this your favorite game? Because the experience that I experienced with this experience is unlike any other experience. You get what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
The thing about single player games that's higher than multiplayer games is it's an experience that only you can have. Only you can have that experience, and only you can what's what I'm looking for? Derive an idea from that game. There's plenty of games that we all play where you play the story and the story made you feel a specific way, and then when you talk to another gamer about that same story, they feel different, and then that's how a conversation starts. Single player games are very important. And then the fact that he used Zelda and Horizon, Zelda, which is like the pinnacle of gaming when it comes to a beloved franchise like Zelda, and then one of the highest selling new single player IPs to come out this gen. You use those two games as your means to make your point. What?
Yeah, it didn't make sense at all.
Shit like that is what aggravates me about Phil, because it's like, bruh, how you get to this point in your career and be this stupid? Like,
exactly.
And it's not me trying to, I'm not trying to downplay. This has nothing to do with Xbox. This just has to do with your words, man. Like, you can't unring a bell. So the shit that you said is already said.
Is though he claims to be a gamer as well, then you should know the experience of a single player game.
What they say when they
Pain, you should understand like you said, the importance of that. There's more conversation with against what experience you have and how you play and how to get through it, and, the storyline, where there's a lot more involved than just multiplayer. You have the same maps, the same stuff, you do the same thing over and over again. in a campaign, there's a story, there's other stuff going on. You get to interact with people, you get to find things, treasures, whatever, secrets, puzzles. There's a lot of thing that goes on.
And don't get me wrong,
Experience.
multiplayer games, like I said, multiplayer games has opened up a new avenue for people to play
Right.
games with their friends. So I
Right.
understand why a lot of people hold multiplayer to a very high standard, and is very close to them, because it's close to me too. I've met a lot of amazing people playing multiplayer games. So I
So have I.
understand. I understand, like, why multiplayer is very important. I do feel multiplayer is very important, but I still feel that when it comes to single player experiences, these type of experiences are a bit more personal and a bit more meaningful, because it's something that you're experiencing, and it's something that only you can experience. Whatever experience that story or that specific thing gave you, that's something you have and nobody else can take away from that. With multiplayer, you're dumped into like a sandbox. It's like a huge sandbox, and everybody's experience essentially is the same. You get a gun, you're shooting people, you're having fun, you're having laughs and things like that. Boom. A lot of those experiences are throwaways, in my opinion.
You see, that's the same thing. That's the same way I feel. It's just like, why can't you make more games that you have experience? For example, I'll give you one. Gears of War. You had a campaign mode, which nobody else can experience. That's your own experience. And then you go and play the multiplayer. If you want, you got both. You got the best of both worlds. Is that if they take away the servers for the multiplayer and replay the campaign, because maybe you didn't get all your trophies or your achievements or whatever, you could still play it. But once they take down a server, player game, the game is gone. There's nothing you can do with it no more.
It's like a lot
Just
of
throw it in the garbage.
buddy.
Yeah, somebody got that background noise.
But like, another thing is like the way I kind of fear this about Microsoft, but I mean Microsoft has kind of like shown their hand before with the 360. Is if you look back at the 360, like they had the third party, they were the third party favorite, so they had all the third party deals, and they never took any of that money and invested in their first party studios. Like they just. I saw somebody today. I call Microsoft Studios kind of like they have like the Pac-Man effect. And what happens is that they allow these studios that they work with to get big and to do big things, and then all of a sudden they buy them. And they kind of just did that with a few select titles: Halo, Gears, Forza, and now Minecraft. And they've just kind of like rode those things through the 360 generation, and like let the third party basically dictate more, better sales for them and everything because of all the deals. And they didn't prepare for the future. So whenever, this generation, whenever it happened and Sony got all the deals, Sony stayed competitive last gen and actually ended up beating them last gen because of the fact of the games. Like they had the console where the multiplats looked the absolute worst. They had the terrible launch price, everything. I mean, everything basically that Xbox One had this at the beginning of this gen. The only thing different was that Sony was able to keep up with the competition and surpass them because they had games. Well, this generation comes around and now Sony has all those studios, and they also have all the third-party games. And so Microsoft is now looking around going, okay, what do? We don't have the third-party games anymore. We can't rely on them. We got to rely on us, and we only have basically 4 studios, and we can't compete with games with them. We can't, so they're looking for an avenue, any sort of avenue that they can, just to stay afloat, to stay relevant. And right now, I think that I look to see them going the service route rather than actually worrying so much about exclusives. Eventually, like here soon, to where they're mainly doing like basically what a Steam type platform, like the PC Steam, but in a console settings where here's a box that anybody can buy and it just runs all your third-party games. And they can just sit back and make money off of that.
Demigod, we haven't heard from you. What's your thoughts on some of this?
Interesting stuff I'm hearing. But
why? I brought you here Open your mouth. I know you know how to talk. I've heard you
Oh yeah, I
talk.
do. I'm letting thoughts get all, flowing on, but I'm listening. But
Okay.
the single player and multiplayer thing is a hot topic right now. I see a lot of people making threads on it in gaming groups and stuff. Now I'm gonna personally take it into my opinion. My favorite game this year so far has been Yakuza 0, a highly rated single player game on the Sony side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
But one of my highest favorite all-time favorite multiplayer shooters is Overwatch so far. Now, I'm not gonna knock people that just go only multiplayer because there are a market for everybody. Well, there is a market for everybody in this gaming universe, but having a strong single player is just as important as having a strong multiplayer.
Thank you.
Now, I say
ahead.
this to games like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is doing amazingly well right now. I say this to games like Overwatch. I say this to games like Dota, Gigantic, Paragon, all those kind of games. They're doing exceedingly well right now for the market that they're in. But it's at one point in time where you're going to log in one day to something. You're going to be like, damn, I finally hit that point of it being stagnant to where I don't want to play it anymore. And that seems to be the hot trend for a lot of multiplayer games, whether it's COD, Destiny, Battlefield, whatever. You put in a lot of time, then you hit that wall, and then you're trying to look for the next big fix of multiplayer. Rather, while single player, you're getting a brand new experience every single time. Like Yakuza 0 was still my favorite. Now I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix, and I just started Prey today, and I'm getting all these different experiences in one go-round. If you don't have a single player game to back up that multiplayer, then you're really not gonna be like too into like what you play. Now you can play the multiplayer for a while.
Also, you're not gonna be happy either. Am I right, Demigod? You won't be happy because.
Now I say that depends on the person and like what they're interested in. Because there's times where I go on Overwatch and I just dominate for hours. Then it's at a point where I'm like, I hit that wall and I want to play something where I can just kick back and just have a single player tied to it.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Just chill.
It makes you happy to have both.
Yeah, it does. It does. But there are some people in this world that just really love multiplayer and some that just really love single player.
True.
I mean, the one thing
you don't want to shut. Like, one thing I say, like, when it comes to business, one thing I've learned, like taking business classes and stuff like that in college, you never want to only focus on one product. You kind of want to be able to have your hand in everything, because more people will come to you. You have more avenues. If there's more avenues, then there's more people that'll, say, oh, well, they do this too, let's go check this out. So if you trying to just push for a multiplayer only experiences, especially like Demi said, what games was that, Demi? For Honor, after like 2 weeks, the community was at like a 20% or below 20%, or Ghost Recon, where the community was below half after a week. It's like, folks, cry that they want these multiplayer games, but they're not playing them. What do you want a multiplayer game for? For like a pick up and play? Because if that's the case, you can have that, but a single player experience, that's, like you said, that's always going to be different. Multiplayer games, essentially, they really are all really the same.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is like almost every third party game. In fact, I mean, aside from like The Witcher 3 and a few select others, most every one of them are a multiplayer experience or have a multiplayer option in them. So if you have all the third party basically doing multiplayer on your console, and then you focus on multiplayer as well, you seem to kind of not be drowning out the one thing that's good on your console and not focusing on anything else. And I think I feel that only helps your competition, because like if you're like what Sony just said, if you're not, or Persona just said, if you're not I guess focusing on multiple avenues, you start driving people away from your brand, or start making people have multiple purchases, or if they can afford them. If they can't, they might just jump over to the other side, where they can get, not only do they get all those multiplayer experiences, but they also get the single player as well. So it's really bad to focus on just one avenue, no matter which way you go. And if he talked about like releasing like Telltale type games in Game Pass, and that's all fine and well, but to me that's completely anti-consumer. Like, if you're a consumer and you buy a console, you expect to be able to play all those games that come on that console by just simply making a purchase. And then not only that, now you have to buy a console, you have to pay for Xbox Live, and then now if you want to play every game that every exclusive that comes out for it, now you're going to maybe even have to subscribe to Game Pass in order to get the those games. So it just seems to me like that's a terrible idea to release any sort of like exclusive game or whatever onto Game Pass, or to use that as like an avenue to do the episodic thing. If you're going to do episodic, don't make it to Game Pass. Make it just like what Telltale does. Just release an episode every once in a while. Just do something along that line, but don't make it to where somebody has to make an additional purchase, because that's going to drive people even further away as well, because that's just more money out of their pocket. You're hurting people where it really counts.
That I do agree with, Rambo. When you keep making people pay more and more and more, it does deter people from, and you blame the consumer for not supporting you. Well, you can't ask somebody to pay, even if they brought it out at $30, $40, and then say, okay, well, but for every episode after that, you got to pay me $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, whatever it is, and do this constantly. You can't do that, because after a while, you're paying $100 and some. Who wants to pay that for a game?
Not to mention DLC.
That too. I get, that's one thing I'm like, if you're going to have a lot of DLC in a game that people got to pay for, then you don't put it out at $60, because you're telling me the game's not complete to begin with. I don't care what console it's on. If you're going to have a lot of DLC, pay for it. Then don't charge me $60.
That's why Evolve
That's
went
not
under
right.
before it got started.
That's why what? Say it again. I didn't hear you.
I said that's why Evolve went under before it got started.
Yep. They had all those monster DLCs and shit, and you can only get the monsters through the DLC, and they killed themselves off that. They killed themselves bad.
Man.
They tried to do a free-to-play model and still have you pay full price for the game. Nah.
Well, that design though, I mean, even just the design of their game is not the greatest game design either. I mean,
that too.
I didn't game either. I didn't like that either.
It's like being humans just wasn't fun.
No, it wasn't, and especially if you had like one terrible human on your team, it's like your whole game was screwed.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely
Absolutely
wasn't a good experience. So that, coupled with having to pay X amount of dollars for a monster DLC, coupled with people dropping in and out, so you couldn't even get a full team, and it just wasn't. It died. And this was a multiplayer game that died, but everybody wants multiplayer. So it's like, what do you want?
Hey guys, hold on a second. I'm gonna put Halo Storm in here because he's trying to talk about some. And guys, if you want to school him, go ahead. He want to talk about some shit about the multiplayer versus single player and the pass and how it's so good and all this other stuff. So we're gonna let him speak. And if you guys disagree and want to school somebody, great.
Okay.
So give
Oh boy.
Let it go. No, we can still continue talking until he gets in here. But I'm letting you guys know.
I'm just a guest. I ain't here to school nobody.
My guest, if you disagree with somebody, you can school them on why you disagree.
Yeah.
You could give me, you could do. No, I don't believe that. Where's your, because some people like to say they know and they have everything, but they don't have their facts straight. So you could ask them. But sometimes I like the people on the panel to also do the same thing I do. Don't make me look like the bitch all the time. Come on, guys.
Oh, no.
Help me out. That's why I got you here. You gotta have my back.
No.
That's why I bring you guys here. I love you all, so that's why you come. But anyway, he's listening, so he want to come in here. So we're gonna give him a shot to say what he's got to say. Guys, let him say what he has to say. But if you guys feel, because I don't know how deep he's going to get into this stuff. But if he brings up one point and wants to bring up a whole bunch of other points, but that one point you have a problem with or don't understand or disagree with, just say, excuse me, can I interject on that point before you move on? And this is why I feel this. We don't have to be rude, but don't wait until the end, because you may forget the points that or things that he said prior to that. You forget where your train of thought went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So we're gonna get him in here. All right, come on, Halo, get your butt in here.
Choked up.
Nah, he coming. He's coming. You gotta realize when you got
He didn't think he was gonna send the invite. My man's choked. He thought you wasn't gonna send the invite.
Oh shit! No, I'll send an invite. You know me. You guys know me. I brought people on here thinking, they thought that they were going to be able to come here and say whatever they wanted to. I'm like, whoa, back up. First of all, your facts aren't right. Well, you ain't coming in here and talking over everybody else on this podcast. This is my podcast, not yours. I don't care what other podcasts you've been on and being allowed to do that shit with, but we don't have that shit going here. We're civilized here. Uncivilized is me when somebody gets out of line because it's my podcast. So I'll get uncivilized if I have to take you. Yes, I'll do that.
No, her, she's just full of shit. Don't listen to her, everybody. You can act all uncivilized all you want to.
Dimitri, shut up. Shut up, because you know you love the cyber, but you tell everybody, oh, she ain't going to do it. Because you send me email message, oh, please cyber with me again. Please, I love it.
Yeah, I do.
You lie. And your mic sounds like shit again. Where are you? Are you in a car driving or something now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you sound like you're in a tunnel almost.
What?
You cutting in and out now. Who's this? Is this Halo?
Yeah, it's me.
All right,
What's going
Halo
on?
Storm. Not much. You said you wanted to, talk about this multiplayer versus single player. You had some stuff you wanted to say, so I wanted to get you in here before we moved on to the next topic. And
No, that wasn't my problem. My problem was you guys said Xbox Game Pass is a bad thing. It's not.
You said anything about Xbox Game Pass?
No. Okay. First of all, okay, let's get this straight, because I'm the one who said that. But Xbox Game Pass is not a bad thing. What would be a bad thing is if they decided to release single player experiences exclusively on Game Pass, like episodic games, like what he was talking about, but release it on Game Pass and not on the Xbox Store as well. That would be bad. That is a bad thing.
Well, I think when he said that, I saw that like a while ago. When he said that, he meant for like third parties to put exclusive Xbox games on there, because people on Xbox don't necessarily buy them for $60.
Regardless of what, if a game releases on there and it is not released on the Xbox console as well, it's anti-consumer and it's terrible. Yeah, if you would defend that, the fact
it's only $10 a month or something for 100 games.
It doesn't matter if it's $10 a month or if it's $1 a month. If I have to pay anything more after buying a $400 console or $250 console than the actual price of the game, then that's a problem.
I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Isn't the problem with Xbox that it doesn't have exclusives?
Yeah, but I don't. It's you're. Oh God! Please don't try to turn it into like, well, at least we're getting exclusives. I mean, but we might have to pay even more for them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that come on, man.
I'm just saying you gotta get them. It's hard to get those games to succeed without some kind of like
All right.
You could if you're gonna do an episodic game, do it like Telltale does. Put the episodes on the Xbox Store to where everybody who actually owns the console can buy it without actually having to pay for Game Pass. It works for Telltale.
Say we got all these exclusives on Xbox, okay? The only ones that really come out. I mean, how many exclusives do you have on Xbox? I own an Xbox.
Counting this year,
there's like 100 something.
No, counting this year, retail wise, counting this year, and I like that. That's counting every game we know, even including
Xbox. You have 100 this year.
Even
No, not this year.
no, including
I'm talking about Xbox this year. You talk about, or even last year, just with the Xbox One. How many exclusives you got that are not multi-plat?
I don't know. I don't have a list with me.
You're
When it
talking,
comes to-
you're talking 100, maybe over a 10-year span. That's nothing.
no, when it comes to as far as the Xbox One goes, when it comes to retail exclusives, they've had 35 of them, or they're going to have 35 by the end of this year
That's not bad.
from the beginning of the generation.
Oh, only 35?
Only
Exactly.
35. Sony had 48 last year.
Tell me these names of these 48 exclusives then.
It doesn't matter the name of them.
Because if it's like Resogun, then I don't know, man.
It's
I'm not
like
buying
you
that
can't-
shit.
You can't
Still
add
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive. You're talking exclusive
Just because
games.
it,
All
I
right, and
mean,
half the some of the exclusives you got on Xbox are shit. Nobody wants to play. Like Quantum Broke. Who wants that shit? All right.
Quantum
that
Break was actually pretty good. I know people don't like that game, but I like that game.
but there okay, there you go.
opinion.
That's exactly the reason why the names of the games don't matter, because just because you might think it's shit doesn't mean somebody else does. The variety
Thank
there.
you.
It's 48 different exclusives that you can
I'm
play
just saying
only
I'm
on
not going to buy
PlayStation.
a game just because it's exclusive. I'm going to buy a game because
Well,
I
no,
like it.
nobody is. But the thing is, though, is that you have more variety and more exclusives on PlayStation. That is a problem whenever PlayStation can release more exclusives in 1 year than a whole console can release in 4 years. That's a problem.
I also got a
Oh,
question
you're going to
for
have
you.
to show me a link to that.
I have them all listed. I have every single one of them listed. I went through there and pulled out every single retail exclusive that Microsoft has had since the beginning of 2013, from 2013 all the way through the end of 2017. I actually included Voodoo Vince in there because I thought possibly that they might actually put that on and Phantom Dust as well, put that retail. But so that actually listed them at 36 retail exclusives, counting Voodoo Vince and Phantom Dust, and that's and Tacoma as well. The 3 games that more than likely was going to be digital only, but I was hoping that they would be physical. So these are the
I don't
ones
think
that
anybody really cares about those games anyway, though.
really. I bought an Xbox One S just so that way I can play Voodoo Vince this year, and that's what I'm playing right now.
Like Voodoo Vince.
Because I
What's
can
wrong
tell
with
you,
that?
I can tell
I mean,
you,
it's okay, but I wouldn't buy a console for it. I have it too.
I'm enjoying Voodoo Vince more than
console for what?
I'm enjoying Voodoo Vince more than I enjoyed Quantum Break.
Thank you.
Damn, I don't know about all that.
Quantum Break was terrible, man.
Thank
How was
you.
Quantum Break terrible?
It's
Other than the show.
It's the most generic.
The show
it's the most generic
It was the
fucking
only
shooter.
bad thing.
It was generic.
Not the show. Nobody cares about the show. We want a bad experience in a game. We don't want to watch a movie and all those, cutscenes and all that bullshit and go, you got to go from waypoint to waypoint. You can't explore. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I go back to the review I did and put up the shit that I put up that I had in my game. The weird fucking textures not coming through, this blur shit and all this crazy shit. People with their hair. I put it up. Game clips of the hair looking like they had Lego hair hats on their head. Don't let me go into that.
Exactly. They looked like they had Lego hair. There was tons of problems with that game. Tons of problems with
you
that
guys
game.
are changing the subject. I'm just trying to say Xbox Game Pass isn't a bad thing.
No, I've never. Nobody.
And
ever
if they
said
have
it was a bad
exclusive
thing.
games on there, that's a good thing.
No, it's not. That's a terrible thing.
But see,
how is that
The only person that helps is the fucking company. And if you are actually preaching or saying, speaking from a standpoint that you think that you're pro company, then dude, don't even call yourself a gamer. You're a corporate.
Then what the hell was Titanfall? Because you needed Xbox Live to play that.
I'm not even. These things are known. Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus is known. If you want to play online for Xbox One and PS4, I still say those are anti-consumer. Both of them are.
I got a question. Why we were talking about what is Titanfall?
No, Titanfall game. The game.
Yeah, it's multiplayer only. The first one.
Is that the only game you can bring up though?
No, he's
game that requires Xbox Live to play it.
The thing is though, if you have a game on Game Pass
Okay.
that's exclusive to strictly Game Pass, that is gonna hurt sales regardless.
They don't sell them individually. It's by subscription. That way they can actually recoup their losses. That's how Hitman is doing good because they did it episodically.
Yes, if you bought the game,
They're
one
probably
time,
gonna
if you
put
bought the
stuff
game
like
one
the
time, that was
Telltale
it for
series
Hitman,
on
though.
there. Huh?
If you bought the game one time for Hitman, that was it though.
Well, they'll probably have
Why?
like a season pass or something for every episodic game.
Listen,
I don't know how that'll work.
I got the disc for Hitman,
Why do they-
and
why-
it's not episodically. I don't have to pay anything extra, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
I
talking
got
about the
disc.
new one.
Everything's on it. Everything's on it. Everything is on my Hitman game.
Never let it
Yeah, if you
close.
bought it for $60, that was it. You didn't have to make no more purchases. But if you bought it for 20, you had to.
Yeah, but then you're paying more than $60 at the end.
All right, let's say hypothetically you only had to pay $10 for Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Say every exclusive game that came out there was every month.
Okay.
So you'd be paying $10. Like, let's say I had like The Walking Dead season 4 exclusive on there, just per se. Put episode 1 on Game Pass, and then episode 2. What the hell is that?
Car. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody getting robbed
Mute
on
the
film.
mic, please. Thank you.
Probably backing up a truck. All right. Let's say you put episode like 2 on Game Pass a month later. You're still only paying $10 for the game, and you would be paying like $60 anyway.
I'm not okay. Look, I'm not arguing the cost. What I'm saying is that if it is completely anti-consumer to make it to where those get like because those games have been on Xbox Live, Xbox Store since the beginning.
Well, I just put that as an example.
If anything, those games should be free. So that's all I say.
They can't make a game for free. They don't make any money off of it.
What's your argument? I'm confused. What's the
I'm just saying
argument
that
here?
you should.
No, I'm talking about the Halo guy. I'm confused with his argument.
Well, he thought I said the Game Pass was a bad idea, but it's a bad thing. But I never said the Game Pass was a bad thing. He's saying that if they release exclusive games onto the Game Pass,
They would lose. That's losing money.
he said that's
Why
a
would they
good thing.
release-
He said that's a good thing, but
They're not selling the game individually. They're putting it on there. And I
No,
guess
I'm saying like if they released a full okay, so say for instance Game Pass was out now, right?
Yeah.
And a game like let's say Call of Duty. Say Call of Duty World War II is coming out, right? You really think they're gonna put the full game of COD on there for $10 a month?
yeah, you're renting the game. They put full games on PS Now.
No,
Right?
Yeah, but that's
they're
old
putting
games.
old games.
It's already having.
And also on Xbox Game Pass, you do know 360 games are going to be in there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just old games. They're not. But he basically because what Phil said, he talked about he's looking at trying to do single player experiences like episodic games, like kind of like Telltale or Netflix type, which I don't understand like why he used Netflix because Netflix actually releases a whole damn show at one time.
Yeah, that's something I didn't get either with
and-
that. But
And so, but
How do you know they're not going to do that?
I got a question for Halo Storm.
it just
Okay,
All right.
but I
why
mean-
would you want a gaming service? Why would you want a gaming service locking your game content, right,
behind another paywall.
and giving you bits and pieces at a time? Wouldn't you want the whole shit
Then,
shebang at one time?
If I'm playing a single player game, I'm usually not going to go back and play it after a few months anyway.
wasn't Xbox dudes complaining about DRM at the beginning of the gen?
And then you got EA Access, which locks
And
away
then you got
certain
EA.
things.
That was
too.
different. That was you
gonna
can't
say,
even
and
use your
EA
Xbox at
Access-
all.
Demi, you brought up a good point. EA Access, you pay $5 a month, and you only get 10 hours, right, Demi? 10 hours worth of
10 hours, and then certain story
game.
modes are locked away.
certain
Yeah.
stories.
Oh, that's
from
not
my
how it
first-
works.
so
I
you
have
get-
it.
Yeah, that is
You
exactly
get
right.
30
Bro,
games
Demi's an
and you get
Xbox
to.
dude. Trust me, if Demi's saying this,
I
I believe
have
him
it.
for you. Listen, as far so if they're doing that, if EA is doing that for $5 a month with new shit, you really think Xbox is going to do $10 a month? First of all, $10 a month, you're dreaming. Nah, $10 a month to play full games? Nah, not brand new releases. They'll
Hell
probably
no.
Yeah,
do
they
it
already
if
let you
say-
play games on EA Access that are full games. I
Yes,
don't
they let you
understand.
play 10
Full
hours
games,
worth.
Yeah,
if
but
you try
those
to play the
games,
like,
campaign,
10
everything
hours
is locked
worth.
away.
And then by the time it gets to EA Access for free or where you can play it, it's like a year later
can't
when the
count
new
that.
version of the game is dropping. So
Yeah,
how would that?
Those
so
are
how would-
trials on
no,
certain
the-
games that you get as a bonus.
All
That's
those
not
games
even the
are
main
all
thing.
trials, though.
No,
Like,
you're not
if you try to
understanding
play
what I'm
like
saying.
Battlefield 1 or something like that, or if you play FIFA, like when FIFA came out, all those games are trials. They don't
Can
let
you-
you play.
let me ask you, can you play Battlefield 1 right now
Demetrius,
through EA Access?
Just so you know, your voice is very low.
Yeah.
You can play it?
We can't hear you.
No.
Yeah, I can play it right now. I have
play
it.
the full game
I can.
right
I,
now.
you're telling me. You're telling me I can go into
No.
EA Access right now, and I don't
Demi,
own
can you
Battlefield.
confirm?
I can download Battlefield 1 all right now.
Demi, can you confirm?
Yes.
He said
You
play
can
the
download
full
Battlefield
game.
1, but it's a trial.
Guys,
You're not going to be able to play
He asked Demetrius to confirm. He asked Demi to
Well, I'm
confirm.
gonna-
I mean, Demigod.
I'll confirm.
Not Demi.
I'll
He asked
confirm
Demigod
right
to
now.
confirm.
I'll sign up.
Good. You could probably
I'll-
finish the campaign in that amount of time
No,
that they give you.
See, that's not the question I asked you. I asked you, can you play the full game anytime
Yes.
you want on EA Access? Yeah, you can play Battlefield 1 anytime you want?
Yes.
It's not
Demi,
just
can
for the
you
month.
confirm?
It's not just for the month.
No, it's a trial that you
never
get
did.
for 11 hours if you already have EA Access. You can play it. You can play the multiplayer the
trial.
full game.
So that you can't play the game whenever you want.
You can't play. You cannot play
11 hours worth.
You can only play 11 hours worth. Then you're locked out. It's
And
10
then
hours
that's it.
actually.
Right or wrong?
But then you're locked out. And then even with
No, I'm
Battlefield, they
asking
cut you.
Halo.
They cut. Yeah, but they even Battlefield, they cut you out of part of the game, the part of the single player experience. They stopped it at a certain point, so that way you couldn't progress past it. So that way you wouldn't be able to play the full actual
Yeah, unless it's
story.
added to the vault.
Oh, you might be
Yeah,
right
what are you
about that
talking- so then
because
what are
I
you
only
talking
play it for
about?
multiplayer.
This goes back to another. Hold on. I'm sorry. You got to be the goat here, bro. This the guinea pig. This goes back to another point. He only plays multiplayer. So you telling me that?
No, I didn't say that. I said I only play multiplayer in Battlefield. I play single player games too.
But this leads into my point. He's ill-informed of his own ability of his services on his console of choice because he's stuck on multiplayer only. So this leads me to believe that you're not playing multiplayer long enough through EA Access to know what the benefits and the DRM and things like that for the game. Because if you were playing the full story, you would know that you can't play the full game through EA Access within those 11 hours because it's locked out of stuff. You understand how multiplayer is, how fucked up multiplayer is sometimes? If he would have played the single player, he would have been informed.
Well, I did play the single player. I
for
just didn't
Single
play
player
all of it.
for
I
what?
only played half of it.
Yeah, because Mass Effect, you only in EA Access, you only got to play for the first 2 chapters, and then you were locked out. You could only play that in the multiplayer.
And they do that for every new release.
And they do that with
comes
every
out.
new release. The only time that you can play the full game through EA Access is
And
after
when
the
it's
game
hit
is
the
old
vault.
and it comes to the
My
free.
man's came to the snake pit. It was like you thought he was a snake wrangler. Nah,
I get what you're saying, but it's still worth it to me to be able to try the games. Kind of got off topic a little bit.
To pay for a demo?
Well, I'm not paying for the demo. I'm paying for the 30 games that
They're actually not getting
I
off
get to
topic.
play.
They're trying.
What
They're not
the-
getting off
okay, so
topic. They're
out of
trying to
those 30
understand what you're saying and
I see
trying
the
to-
demos as like a bonus to that. It's not
So
the
out of
main
those
reason why I
30
get it.
how many do you
And
actually
I get
play?
discounts on EA games anyway. So
Now, granted,
I want them.
hold on.
Wait a minute.
Now, granted, I can see his part of why he would pay for EA Access to trial these games early, so you can see if they're worth it $60. But it is also kind of you're spending your money just to see if you're paying more for that game.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Because if you like
Good
the game,
point.
you go buy it, right?
yeah, you get a
Yeah, but
discount
you're
if you
still
have
paying- you're
EA
still paying that
access.
money.
All right. So how much is the discount? Like $8 off?
10%. So
10,
you
so
get
10% of 60 is what?
$6. $6.
Okay, so you pay $6. Okay, so you get $6.
You
off,
get basically
but
you're
you
saving
pay-
$1.
pay
You're saving
$10 or $1. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. EA
No,
Access
you know,
is $5 a month. Right?
if he's playing, all right, yeah, but you're still losing $1.
No,
Look,
he's
man,
he's
that
getting
dollar. You get an Arizona with that dollar, bro. You wow. You get you an Arizona iced tea with that dollar, bro. You wow.
That's a nice brisket right there.
You get you wildin', man. That dollar is dear and dear to my heart. I ain't trying to waste that.
Shit, you can go to the supermarket and get a decent burrito for that price.
I don't know about decent, not for no dollar.
I'm
decent
busting
burrito for
chops.
$1? Oh man,
I'm
I
busting
wish.
chop now.
You
Playing
could
now.
go to Taco Bell and get a $1 taco or something like that, though. You could.
Yeah,
do
you
that.
can do that. I'm just being a smart ass.
But I mean,
You about to say about the
I'm not gonna sit here and say that the Game Pass isn't a good idea. Because PlayStation has PlayStation Now, so for Xbox to have something like that for its titles, fine. That's perfectly fine. That's cool. But what you also have to understand is Xbox is going to be putting brand new titles on this service because folks thought that PlayStation 4 was going to be doing this whenever PS4 went to PS Now. And what games did you get out the gate for PS4? Bullshit. You got what? Killzone. You got Octodad and some other shit. Shit motherfuckers ain't looking at. You really think Xbox is going to put Halo 6 or Forza 9 or whatever the fuck on there? You think they're going to put that on there? K2?
No, hell no, they're not going to.
They would lose. You know how much money they would lose doing this?
Well, I don't know, because like if you looked at the way Phil said that he's talking about, like if you put it on Game Pass, you wouldn't even have to develop the whole game at one time. You could develop it as it goes.
That's also not good.
No, it's
That's
terrible.
what they have.
Well, that's how Telltale does their games. As an example,
Telltale is different though.
Telltale, that you expect that from Telltale though. I mean, that's like that. I don't.
I mean, it gives a lot of single-player games a chance to not, fail. Because
Then just release them on
a lot of single-player games don't do good on Xbox.
Then release them on the regular store, so that way every gamer that's on Xbox can actually buy the episode like you can with Telltale. Don't release it on an exclusive thing that's only a niche amount of people are actually going to on the actual. First of all, you have 30 million people buying an Xbox One. Then you out of the 30 million, you might have maybe 5% at most buy into the
maybe a little bit more than that. I'd say 10%.
Okay, 10%. So you have 3 million people. That then I mean you're limiting your funds it's like putting yourself in a small tiny drain, and then put I'm gonna release the story and stuff down here on this even tinier drain, because that makes no sense. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting the game actually, because if you're using that money that you're
when you have a certain amount of subscribers, you already have a guaranteed
3 million
pretty much sale.
Okay, we're just gonna say, like I said, if we did 10% of the 30 million, that's 3 million, and then you have that's $3 million a month you might be getting. Okay, so that's not. I mean, that's going to seriously hurt your next episode, because I can guarantee you that those games that Telltale do probably cost more than $3 million an episode.
I was gonna say those Telltale games they're not really that expensive to make either. But games like Halo and all these super big budget games, if they release them in parts like that for $10
oh, they can't do that. No, I don't think they're gonna do that with every game.
But that's what you just said though.
No, not every game. I think after maybe a couple of years, you'll see big games like Halo in there.
Bro,
but I think
you was just saying it's like. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean it like that. If I said that, no, I meant more of a Telltale style game would probably be on there. Not a Halo or a Gears. Yeah, something like that. I could see new IPs coming up like that.
New IPs.
I'm just saying.
Play games.
If it was episodic, I think it would have done better.
Like what? If what was episodic?
I completely disagree with that statement.
If Quantum Break was episodic, it would be better. Really?
Nah.
Well, it would have done better because people probably didn't want to buy it because it didn't have multiplayer in it. So I could see somebody trying it for, say, $20 or whatever if it was episodic.
Nah. If anything, it would have done worse if people were able to play the first part and for $20, they wouldn't have bought the rest.
I disagree.
You disagree? People bought the full game and it still didn't sell well. So you think if they bought a portion of the game, they would have went out and bought more of it?
Yeah. I can see that happening.
Why?
Because it was episodic anyway. It ran on episodes.
But what would incline them to buy more of an episode, buy into more of an episode if they bought the full game out the gate and still it didn't get as supported as it was supposed to?
What do you mean it didn't get supported?
What changes? With it being episodic, what changes to make people want to pick it up?
Well, people would have had the option to pick it up for $60 for the full game anyway, or they would have the option to pay $20 for the first 2 episodes.
But if
you give somebody the option to buy the game that way, then maybe it would have been more successful. Think about it. If it ran on episodes, it probably wouldn't have been delayed for 3 years either.
I doubt that.
Here's what I was saying. if you're games like Quantum Break, if they're gonna do it episodically.
All right, guys. Before you continue, I got to interrupt for 1 second. I got to tell somebody in the chat to shut up. Joseph 10704, shut the fuck up and stop damage controlling for fucking Xbox like you always do. We already had this shit on Twitter. Shut the fuck up. You come on my podcast, you act a fool, I school your ass, and now you want to come to my thing and start damage controlling. Just be real.
Christ.
Tell what's wrong.
He's the guy that makes fun
playing.
of my disability.
Yeah, I know. He's an asshole. Anybody who makes fun of somebody's disability is a fucking retard, all right? And I'm not talking about somebody who actually has a disability of being retarded. I'm talking about just somebody who's just fucking brain dead because they're stupid. All right? So listen, I'm going to tell you, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Stop making fun of people and stop damage controlling. Listen, you talk about you come on my podcast and I had to school you and let you go. I brought you back and I had to school your ass again and made you leave. And you keep wanting to come back. Now you're going to come in the chat and start talking shit to me and the people on the panel. No, you're not. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I just had to do that. But go ahead, Rambo. You would, or whoever was talking.
No, I was saying I would have no problem.
Who's doing this?
I would have
Joseph
no problem.
10704.
I would have no problem with them like releasing like the game a game episodically on the Game Pass if they put a $60 version or even an episodic version also on the game store for the people that where you don't have to subscribe to Game Pass. If you are like forcing somebody to be able to play all your games to pay for another monthly service, that is completely anti-consumer. Like you should be able to buy that. Huh? You should be able to buy. You should be able to buy your console and then just go to their Xbox store and buy all their games. That should be the end of it. There should be no exclusive games to where you cannot locate them on the store.
I think they would want you to pay $60 up front anyway. Like I can't see them saying no to your $60 if you wanted like the full game, but it would be episodic anyway. So I don't see why people would want to pay $60 up front. Unless they enjoyed the first episode or whatever.
Well, if you look at like say Telltale, if you buy their season pass, you actually save $5 by doing it, rather than buying their episode by each episode. So that would be the reason why somebody would want to pay for the whole thing up front. Of course, Microsoft would have to prove themselves before anybody would probably dive in for a full $60 for their games because their single player experience has been kind of very lackluster.
I like Sunset Overdrive. Quantum Break was pretty good.
No,
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
So Sunset Overdrive was a great game. It was underrated. They launched it at the wrong time. Nobody supported it. I really wish there'd be a Sunset Overdrive 2. And if they do come out with it, either make it a multi-plat or put it on Sony. Because you know what? Microsoft ain't going to do shit with it. All right? Because people I hate to say it, but the fanboys and those people on the Xbox side that buy, the consumers that buy an Xbox, like that. Okay?
I would honestly say that if you took Quantum Break or Sunset Overdrive or even Rise and you released them on the PS4, the sales numbers, like if you would have reversed that, the sales numbers would have been completely different. They would have been like pretty.
Oh yeah, because nobody shits on a PS4 game, no matter how fucking terrible it is.
No,
that's not true. That's not true. That is not. No, whoa. That is not true. I've heard of Sony people when a game is bad say, "What the fuck is this?" I have heard them say that. That is not true. Sony people, the real Sony people, the real game players. I'm not talking about fanboys. Fanboys won't shit on nothing. Just like on Xbox side, they don't shit on nothing. Let's get it real. On both sides, they don't shit on nothing. But the true players, the hardcore players that actually game, if the game sucks, whether it's on Microsoft or Sony, they will say so. I've done it. And I'm a hardcore gamer. I've said it. If there was a game I didn't like on PlayStation, I said it. If I didn't like a service on PlayStation, I said it. If I didn't like it on Microsoft, I said it. I did say it. I said it on air. I said it in videos. So you cannot say that. You cannot say that. So you need to retract that statement because that's not a true statement.
Like, I'm just trying to say every Xbox game that comes out seems to get shit on for some fucking reason.
No, it doesn't.
It's not one thing, it's another.
Because
look at Sunset Overdrive. It was 900p and you heard nothing but that. You didn't hear any good shit about it when it came out.
Yes, you did for me. I guess you didn't look at my reviews and everything I said about it. And every time they said there wasn't a second one coming out, I did something. I said something about that too. I did on my podcast everywhere else. So evidently you're not doing it. You're not listening.
I've said it several times that Rise is like one of my favorite games this generation. I played that thing like 9 times on Xbox One and about 6 times on PC. So I mean, I'm not really sure.
It's all right. It wasn't that good.
So, according to you.
Also,
see, there you go. Wait.
It was like 6 hours long. It was too short.
Oh my god.
You just said anything that comes out on Xbox, everybody knocks. He just brought up example, and you just knocked it. People are knocking it. So take your shit, take it somewhere else. That's bullshit. We're talking some real shit, and you're bringing up bullshit. You just said to us that Sunset Overdrive, you said Rise, and you said Quantum Break. We both agreed, both me and Rambo, on Rise and Sunset Overdrive. We also agreed that Quantum Break we didn't like. And you went to Rise and said, it was a good game. You're an Xbox person saying that. So stop.
Yeah, it was a good game. It just wasn't a great game. Rise and Rome. It was a good game.
Whoa. Now wait. Girl got to school again. Going to court. You lost. And you said it was not a good game. You didn't.
No, I said it was all right.
Not. Whatever. All right. Let's rewind. Because that's not exactly what you said. I said
it was all right. I played it recently. It was good. It's just doesn't have longevity like other Xbox games do. I mean, Quantum Break doesn't have longevity either. But
what do you mean longevity?
Like, it's really short. There's no longevity in Rise and Rome. Like, who's playing that anymore?
All right,
Quantum Break was 8 hours.
Out the cutscenes. Take out the cutscenes. It's less than that. Take out the cutscenes. What do you got? 2 hours?
You're supposed to watch cutscenes though. It's like 8 hours long or something.
You don't listen to what I just said. You take out all the cutscenes. Gameplay is 2 hours. What's I don't want to watch 6 hours of cutscenes and 2 hour gameplay.
I said Quantum Break doesn't have longevity either though.
Royal ass for that. I'm gonna say kiss my royal ass for that.
You just said that Quantum Break you thought Quantum Break was a great game or whatever, and then you said Rise was an okay game, but there's literally only 2 fucking hours difference between the two. Is 2 hours really that fucking important to you?
But it's not. But Rambo, wait a minute.
No.
Rambo.
Is it really that close? I don't remember Rise being long at all. I remember it being really short. I remember Quantum Break being kind of long.
Quantum Break's like 8 hours.
Quantum Break was only long. It was 6 hours. Listen. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm asking you to listen. Quantum Break had about 6 hours of cutscenes, 2 hours of gameplay. Rise had a hell of a lot more gameplay than it had cutscenes. Let's get it right. So there's a big difference. It was a lot longer.
Are y'all trying to compare like Rise on Rome to Quantum Break? Because I had to do. I don't know what's the argument about.
No, basically he's saying, about games, having longevity. And they said, Quantum Break has 8 hours. Yeah, they had 6 hours of cutscene, 2 hours of gameplay.
Well, I mean, there was like a fucking 30-minute after you beat like one chapter of it, they have this fucking Netflix saga that lasts like 45 fucking minutes. So technically,
yeah, that killed the game. So, that really killed the game.
Thank you.
So I mean, like, if anyone is trying to be dumb enough to fucking say that Quantum Break had 8 hours, 8 hours of what? Fucking movie? I can watch a fucking anime and watch 5 episodes of anime and have 8 hours. I mean, no, the game. I'm not saying Quantum Break was a bad game because I actually do like. I'm one of those few people that did like it. Would I like to see a Quantum Break 2? Yeah, probably. For Scorpio or whatever. But I highly doubt that's going to happen because people don't buy games. Xbox community, excuse me.
All right, so why don't you think Quantum Break 2 would do good if it was episodic then?
Wait, what?
If Quantum Break 1 was episodic, don't you think it would have done better then? If it was so short at $60?
I don't know. Like, if it would have done better, maybe not. It all depends. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's confusing because we're dealing with the Xbox community. We're dealing with new generation of gamers who are attention spans are very, very short. It's kind of like wrestling.
Demetrius, one thing. Let them know that you do have an Xbox and you play Xbox, that you're not just talking out your ass, because they're gonna say, when you talk about the Xbox community, they're gonna say, "Oh, he's just a PlayStation person."
Well,
Let them know that you have both.
I have both, and to be honest with you, you can even ask my girlfriend here that Xbox One is turned on at least 60% more than my PS4 is turned on. So if you want to say anything about me being a PlayStation fanboy, you can go you can go fuck yourself, because I turned.
I didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, but me myself personally,
I haven't insulted
PlayStation
anybody since I've been on
wrestling
here.
games and Dragon Ball Z. And my main games are on my Xbox One, but I'm not stupid enough to sit there and say that Quantum Break is a good game. Like Quantum Break is a bad game. I think Quantum Break is a good game, but it was very disappointing. All that extra fucking Netflix shit could have been out the game. It shouldn't even been there. What was the purpose of it?
I agree with you on that, but I think if it was episodic, it would have fitted it much better.
If it was episodic, maybe it would have been better. I don't know. I don't know if it would have hurt it even more. I'm sure, even if it was episodic, it probably would hurt it more, because there is no way someone okay, the first beginning of the part was what I would say 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. So you get half hour almost to a full hour of the game. So if you're paying $10 a month for a Game Pass, and just say if they threw Quantum Break in there episodically, you do that, you're paying $20, $10 to $20 for an hour.
No, I'm saying what if you had it in Game Pass and you get to play the game for free?
Well, I mean,
that's part of the subscription in Game Pass. That's why you would have it. So
yeah,
don't you think it would have done much better if people only had to pay $10?
If you have to, wait a minute. You just said you get to play it for free. Then you just said pay $10. If you pay in money for anything, you're not getting shit for free.
Yeah,
no, I'm trying to say, if you had Game Pass and they put Quantum Break on there episodically, don't you think it would have done better? Because it would be part of Game Pass.
No, it still wouldn't have done better.
Because you only have to pay $10 a month to play it.
No, because you're gonna the people that are the only thing Game Pass is for are for people that can barely afford any games.
Yeah,
okay, that's true.
It's a very select. So you're releasing to a very, 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 very small audience.
But here's the thing here.
Even Pollock said he would like to use Game Pass.
I think he said he'd like to try it. He didn't say he would use it. He said he'd like to just see what it was about. So he's not here to defend himself. So I'm going to have to defend him, because he said he wanted to see what it was about. He didn't say he would use it. He said it sounds like something that is interesting, a Xbox person. So for him, it sounds like something that for him to.
But what I can
get
say.
Into it.
But you know what I can say though, I don't know what you guys were saying on the way, because I was riding back home. But the one thing I will say, just say if Forza, what is this Forza we got? Forza 7, what the fuck, whatever. Forza 8, where the fuck? Forza
100, whatever.
Yeah, okay. So just say if Forza 62 comes out next week, right? And just say Xbox Game Pass comes out tomorrow. We just say that for shits and giggles. Don't expect Forza 62 to be in that Game Pass for no $10, because that's not going to happen. To me,
I never said that.
I'm just saying for myself. I'm just saying that for people who don't understand.
No. Halo Storm, you actually did say that games that just are really and Rambo, I think
that are episodic could release on there. Day and date.
I didn't raise my voice at you. Don't raise your voice at me. It's my podcast. Don't raise your voice.
$60 game would release on there on the same day. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not saying
a year and a half later.
Right, expect Halo 5 to be in there. Expect Master Chief Collection to be in there. Stuff like that. Gears of War Judgment and Gears of War 3. Gears of War 4 is not going to be in there, so don't expect that. Not just yet. Maybe, probably
2 years or something.
Maybe not 2 years. I would say a little bit next year around the time, maybe a little bit in the spring.
The exclusives they have in it now, I can't look at it right this second, but the exclusives they have in it now are terrible.
Yeah, so I mean, is it worth paying $10 for Game Pass? Probably not, because I own almost every fucking game you can think of on the Xbox One. So Game Pass was of no purpose to me. So, but it Mad Max.
Game Pass is for those budget gamers who really can't afford nothing.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's not doesn't serve a purpose.
I'm a game collector, so for me, that pass would do shit for me.
This is for those people. These are for those consumers that say, "Hey, I got an Xbox One. I really can't afford stuff right now, but I can put this $10 a month towards this and try out this collection of games."
Or for like the
Yeah.
Xbox fanboy community that like talk a lot of shit about supporting games, but then don't buy them.
Exactly.
That too.
Like those fucking fanboys, they get all these fucking views and don't buy fucking games, say they're gonna buy them, and they don't buy them.
Or they play
They
a
don't
game.
buy
I mean,
them.
they can't buy 1,000,000 copies of a game, can they? Even
Well-
if they do buy it.
Well, then don't give a fucking review on the game if you know you're not going to do it. You see what I'm saying?
They don't buy one.
What do you mean?
They don't buy one copy, let alone what you said, 1,000,000 copies. They don't even buy one copy.
You brought up Sunset. Yeah, here's an example. You brought up Sunset Overdrive. All these motherfucking fanboys and all these assholes out there trying to deter people to buy an Xbox, and tell them to buy games. Don't even support them. They didn't buy Sunset Overdrive. That's why it flopped. I did. I enjoyed it. And you know what? It has a lot of replay value too. Whether you know it or not, it does. I can go back and still play that goddamn game if I want to. All right.
I'm about Halo Wars too.
I mean, I don't. You know, I hear what you guys are saying. I don't think everything is fanboy. I think like as
Yeah,
far as
fanboys are like 1% of the freaking population on both sides. So
yeah, like I think as far
it's
as
kind
far
of
as
stupid that you think fanboys would buy all the copies of the game. I don't understand.
Nobody ever said. Nobody
didn't
mentioned
say that.
anything
No,
about them
that's not what I
buying
said. That's not what I said. That
Hold
is
on,
not
let's
what I said. So back up. All right. Then you tell me why. You tell me why these people that supposedly
Somebody got a party?
then why did Sunset Overdrive fail? Come on, Halo.
Sunset Overdrive failed because everybody was talking shit about it before it even released.
Nobody was talking shit about the game before it released. You
All
don't
I
even know.
remember
First of
hearing
all,
was 900 people.
they did not.
This
they
game
did not,
looks like a
That
kid's
was the
game.
fanboys. That was the fanboys. What you just got to saying.
The fanboys had nothing to do with it.
Hold on,
Exactly.
hold
That's what I'm
on.
saying.
Fanboys can leave their hateful comments.
Wait. Let's take it back to civil. Let's get civil for a second. Hold on. Let's all get civil.
All right, go ahead.
But
Go
now
ahead. Go
before
ahead.
this matters, right?
I think part of the reason.
I can give you.
Well, go ahead,
Oh, go
Demi.
ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I can give you a legit reason why Sunset Overdrive didn't do as well as people wanted it to. Because a lot of people, as colorful and as dope as that game was, I have every achievement for that.
You know what? Not to cut you off, went back and played that game is fun as fuck. So now I like it.
That game really doesn't appeal to everybody. That is not a game that will push a lot of people to buy it, though.
But Demi, do you agree with me? One thing.
I think the marketing on that game was pretty shit too. So
Wait.
that had a part to it.
Never mind.
The way I
That's what I
look
just
at it
I
is
just
that
said
if
that
you're
before,
gonna-
and you took the words. You repeated what I just said prior to what Demi said.
The way I
They
look at it
marketed
is
it
if
wrong
you.
at the wrong time. So
The way
don't
I'm-
take my words.
The way I look
I
at it
didn't hear you
is
say that.
the reason why I said that about the fanboys or whatever.
Open your ears, then. Open your ears, then. Don't piss me off on my own podcast. Open your ears.
The way I
I've
look
said
at
that
it
before.
is if they, if you're gonna hype up a game on your channel or on your Twitter timeline and stuff like that, talking about how this is a great game, everybody should buy this, whatever, and then you don't even buy it. Oh yeah, that's a problem.
What evidence do you have that the Xbox people that said that didn't buy it?
Well, the fact that they didn't show up in their gamer score at all.
Who are you
It doesn't-
talking about?
Oh, Crap has
What
been
it-
part of it. Mooch has been part of it.
It doesn't show up on that game list, the gameplay list.
I saw Mooch playing
or
Quantum
anything
Break the other night.
Did I say Quantum Break?
What? No.
Lord.
He
I'm not-
said
I'm not-
Sunset Overdrive.
Jesus
But see, that's what I just said. That's what I just said to you, Halo. You're not opening your ears, and then you raise your voice and say, "This is my podcast." Clean the shit out your ears. Go get some Q-tips and listen to what we're saying. You're jumping to conclusions. You're hearing two words, and you're jumping. Stop being a fucking fanboy, because that's what you're acting like right now. And clean the shit out your ears and hear what we're saying. Please.
I'm looking at
I
Crap
gave you an
Gamers
opportunity-
achievements right now.
Oh God! Oh, yup, crap's ass. I guess. All right, another
I'm
one.
just saying.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell now. It's kind of hard to tell now if you go
The
back.
fuck is this shit blocked? What the fuck?
Yeah, he has it. He has his privated now.
Being
But
stupid.
it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell on his.
Oh,
now
it's
because
not
Overdrive-
stupid. It's
Sunset
not
Overdrive has been-
stupid because he don't do it.
Sunset Overdrive has been released on Xbox Live Gold, so at this point, it's kind of hard to tell that if he actually supported it because he got it for free. He got the free games for gold or whatever. So
Why would you tout a game without buying it? I don't understand.
That's what they do.
But that's what we've been trying to tell you this whole time. And you're saying, no, people don't do that. No, no, no. Yes, it's
It
done.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, talk to them about that. Don't come on the podcast, talk to us. We know it makes no sense. That's what we've been talking about. These people make no sense. That's what we've been saying the whole time. That's what we've been trying to tell you. You can go on my shit on Xbox.
I don't know if he bought it or not, but I'm just saying, like, I doubt he talked about it without buying it.
Excuse me, I'm talking. You were talking about him. You can go on my Xbox right now and see when I bought the game, because you could see when my achievements were gotten, because there's dates on it. You could see when I got all my achievements. It was back when the game came out. That's why he put his shit on private, because he don't want to know. And I'm going to tell you, you want to keep bringing him up?
So wait,
fucking games. His brother does. His brother has the pro controller. His brother plays the games. It's his brother's game and score, not his.
Okay, let's just go back to the crap. Let's go back to the crap thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're putting it on faith that like you doubt that he would do that. But I mean, let's figure out who we're talking about here. This is the same man that
Rambo,
actually
Rambo, this is what I was telling you about how people listen to fools. This is what I was talking about you earlier.
He actually has reviewed a bunch of PlayStation exclusives that he doesn't even own, that he actually has stolen the gameplay off of another YouTube's channel to review it. And you're going to tell me that...
Didn't he do that for Uncharted 4, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he did it with Uncharted 4. I know.
But how do you guys know if he bought the game or not? Like, I don't understand.
Oh my god.
If you don't have his account, then how can you say if he bought it or not?
Because he used to have it public. He used to have it public.
All right. Here's the same guy. Here's the same guy. Here's the same guy that actually said that when Rocket League was just on PlayStation, him and Mooch both. Oh, it sucked. I'll never play that game. Oh, hell with that game. It fucking sucks. Blah, 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 blah. I heard it because, unfortunately, and I pray every day that everybody forgives me that I was ever on that podcast, because I'm so sorry I was ever there, because it was the worst thing for me. I was there when he said it. I personally said it's not my game. I would never play it. When it came to Xbox, him and friends were on it for 3 months fucking straight. If it came to Xbox, we'll never play it. They put it there. I have that. You go back to his old podcast when I was on it, unless he deleted them. Okay, but I was there, and I'm sorry to even, oh God, please forgive me. I said I was on the podcast, but anyway, I was there, and I'm sorry I was there. That was the worst time of my life. I got mixed up with the wrong fucking people. Lesson, and I learned what people are like on YouTube and how they lie and do dumb shit. Up and do the real shit now. Talk shit. Because I'm tired of that. I got involved with that, and people thought I always talk shit and didn't talk real facts. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't bring it up. People on this podcast right now that are in here, Halo, will tell you. If I don't know what I'm talking about, Demetrius will tell you, Rambo will tell you, Sona and Demi have been in podcasts with me. If I'm not sure what I'm talking about, do I speak or do I ask questions?
You speak.
I do both. No. Speak on what? Asking what the hell's going on, what the hell are they talking about, right?
Yeah, I'm just trolling. But yeah, she's very intelligent. She always asks about her facts, and she always asks us, or she look it up herself. Hey, is this true, or is this is what it is? She always try to make sure she get the information before she disputes it. So,
thank you. You got to get information first. You got to do your research. Just like everybody on the panel does their research. They don't take word of mouth, and especially from fucking Crap Gamer. God damn!
I didn't say anything about him. I just said you guys don't have any evidence that he didn't buy the game.
Yeah, we do. Oh Lord, never mind. We have proof that he stole footage.
I'm not his lawyer. I'm just saying.
I got proof of a lot of shit that I can release, but I ain't doing it because I ain't that devious. Okay.
Well, if she has proof, hey Halo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. If she has proof, she has proof. Okay, she knows the guy. She's been in podcasts with the guy. she's done a lot of stuff with him in Next Gen 720. So if anything she says about that guy, I would say 10 times out of 10 it is true. So you can't really argue with her about that because she knows the guy. You don't talk to Crap Gamer.
I could release the shit, but
Yeah.
I'm not that low. I'm not that type of person to release shit just to say, okay, well, here you go. Here's the proof. Why do I have to prove it to y'all? Why can't y'all have your own mind and just look into shit yourself? But I'm not going to be that person so somebody could try to take me down. Oh, hell no. That's another reason why I'm going to say that. That's another reason why I don't release my face.
Oh, you both
completely. Because people do that dumb shit. They're going to put other shit on there when I say something about somebody. You know what I mean? I reveal what I want to reveal when I want to reveal it. Not when people ask. Go ahead, guys.
But yeah, but all I'm saying is here, are we done with that subject with the Game Pass, or are we still on it?
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, so I guess next subject. I don't know. Well, my phone is still connected to Bluetooth.
All right,
It's awfully quiet in here.
we're gonna start the next subject, but before I do, we're gonna go to the next subject. Before I do, I'm gonna say,
Go on my
Onyx,
phone and disconnect the thing.
Onyx, I'm gonna get you. Turtles don't stink. So you and Seven need to shut up. They don't stink. You don't clean out the tank, they'll stink. Just like hamsters, rabbits, whatever else you got. Dogs, and you don't clean that shit up, it stink. So you know what? No, my turtle don't stink, and turtles don't stink. So shut up. We get you tomorrow on 7th if he's on there. All right. We'll move on to the next subject, guys. I think maybe Persona may have some input on this one a little bit. But anyway, the Nintendo Switch been out for a little bit now, guys. Okay. I will say, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, there's more of a reason to buy the Switch than an Xbox One, which isn't saying much. As E3 is getting closer, the feeling of Sony doing something big is in the air. In my opinion, I just feel it. I'm a woman, so I get those vibes. The Scorpio will be revealed. But, and a big but. What do you think Nintendo's going to do at E3 or has to do? We ain't talking about the Scorpio or PlayStation right now. What do you think Nintendo's going to do at E3 or has to do to really put this console back on the radar after the bad publicity they got?
Well, Nintendo's not coming to E3, so.
Oh, they're not coming to E3.
No, they don't have any
They've already
presence.
said they're not coming to E3.
Yeah, they're gonna have.
Oh,
I think they're having their own conference or something.
They
That's
have
what
a
I heard.
treehouse.
Oh, they're gonna have their own conference. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
gonna have
if
like their,
Nintendo, like,
kind of like they did last year.
like if Nintendo had a fucking E3, that's like a bathroom break or some shit for me because I give no fucks. But I don't know if Nintendo had some fucking like conference or some shit. I would think I would.
All right, put it this way: if they went to E3, let's change this question then. If they went to E3, okay. What do they really have to do to put this console back on the radar after the bad publicity they got initially with the scratches and all the dumb shit and the shit breaking easily and all that? What would they have to do to be back on the radar if they were at E3? Let's put it that way. If they were.
Oh, go ahead.
Just real simple. Release a Pokemon game.
They need to get multiplats, and I agree with the Pokemon game that you just said, because if they had a Pokemon game, I'd buy a Switch right now.
And they need a party chat too. They need some shit like that because I don't know why they don't have a party chat. I don't get it. You can have a party chat on a fucking cell phone, so I don't understand why.
That's what they want you to do.
You know what? You know my thing is. You know what they need to do? They need to have some sort of either achievement or some type of type thing, or Mario coins or whatever. Something
That'd be kind of cool
that you can earn. That would be good too, as well as the party chat and stuff like that. That I do agree with you guys.
Well, the thing about Nintendo that makes Nintendo Nintendo is Nintendo can't do no wrong. In light of all the issues that the Switch has had, and all of the games that's released, a lot of them being ports and remasters and whatever the case may be. Nintendo is still doing well. The Switch is still selling good, and Zelda sold 2 million copies on the Switch, and
It was close to that, yeah.
It actually outsold the Switch on the Switch.
And Mario Kart 8 sold 600,000 copies in 3 days. So
yeah, it sold more in 1 day than what the Wii U did in a month.
Mm-hmm. So what makes the Switch good, or what makes Nintendo good, is Nintendo tugs at that nostalgia string, and they're very good at it. Like, who doesn't like Mario? Who doesn't like Zelda and Mario Kart and all these games? And just like you guys said, if a Pokemon came out, you'd buy it right away. They know you will. Like, that's why they're waiting. Nintendo's in a good spot right now, just because the Zelda did so good, the Switch is selling good, and it's projected that the Switch is going to sell 10 million consoles within this fiscal year. So with all those projections, it's like, yo, and plus, we could pretty much say Nintendo's got the holiday pretty much. I don't want to say it's sold up, but they're definitely going to have a foothold in holiday, because you could bet your ass that they're going to have a special edition Mario Odyssey console and a special edition Mario Odyssey bundle, and I'm sure they're going to have special edition Joy-Con controllers, and Mario's going to take over this holiday. Mario's definitely going to have a huge presence this holiday, so I do think Switch is in a good spot right now. It is.
I think
for
a lot
of
holiday
people went out and bought the Switch, a $300 console, for one game, Zelda.
Yeah.
Most people are only playing Zelda still.
Agree with you on that. The holiday when Mario comes out, because that game looked fire to me. That game was off the charts. That is one game, if I had a Switch, I would buy.
What's the name of the Zelda game? Because I'm not a fan of any Nintendo
Breath of the Wild.
So let me go look at this real quick. Zelda.
But
really
Zelda the Wild. But that Mario game, I love what I saw. And this holiday, I agree. This holiday, they're gonna come out with a special bundles, as well as the game, and maybe special Joy-Cons for Mario or whatever. I agree. They're going to, just off of Mario, going to make it. That I do agree with. Because Mario sells. I don't care what anybody says. That's Nintendo. Mario's going to sell. It is. I love Mario.
They've also got to get out of that old time notion where they don't allow for backstock at stores, because I think that's going to eventually hurt the Switch, is because they don't really like the backstock that, say, Sony and Microsoft allow it, like, say, Walmarts and Targets and stuff. And so therefore, like, they only send a small shipment to these places rather than actually sending them enough to keep them in stock for a while.
Hopefully, learn a lesson. Maybe this season they will. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm watching some of the little mini gameplay to Breath of the Wild, and it looks okay, but it's still not something I would go out and buy. Like as I'm watching this guy play, it looks okay, but it doesn't seem like that's not a game I would go out and buy. It just doesn't look that interesting.
You're watching somebody play.
But
okay,
no, but well, this guy knows how to play. He's live streaming, so like I'm watching this guy play it, and it looks nice. Like I don't know.
I've watched people live stream, and I'm like, you just passed all the shit up. You just didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. And I'm yelling at the TV. While because sometimes I put it on YouTube on my big screen, or once in a while I put it on my computer. Or I'd rather watch it on the big screen. And I'm like, what about this? What about that? And I mean, I'm yelling at the screen because they don't always do things. So then I have to switch to somebody else So sometimes it's how some people play. Sometimes you got to watch more than one video to get.
I'm watching this guy.
Sometimes,
like he's on this part where I don't know if he's playing with Zelda or not, but he's taking a little parachute and he's flying from like rock to rock in some lava place, and this shit. It kind of looks boring. It looks like some shit I would not be interested in. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way this guy's playing, but it looks boring as hell.
Zelda look boring to you? You said.
Well, I was never a fan of it. Like I played one Zelda game on the GameCube, and I thought like I damn near fell asleep on it. Like I thought it was boring as hell.
You
I just
fell
could never get
asleep.
into.
Wait.
I'm
Sniper
dead ass.
whooping
Like I'm
coming.
dead ass.
Zelda is kind of boring though.
You fell asleep on Zelda on
I
GameCube.
can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, I'm
Well, that was just my.
No,
I don't
dude.
think. I don't think Zelda's a bad game. I don't think it's a bad series. I just never was into it. You see what I'm saying? Like I
for
had
different folks.
right. Like I seen people say they didn't like
You know
Spyro.
why? You know why he's not into
But
it?
I
Because
like
it ain't either an anime girl or donkey coming across the screen.
Oh shit! What?
Oh no.
Not for real. I saw Switch on the Wii U because my friend has the Switch, and that shit looks like garbage.
Oh.
Yeah,
At least to me.
Well,
To me,
I
it
don't
looks
know.
like trash. But
I don't know. It looks like some
I
game
think
that can run like on a PS3 or some shit. It doesn't look like a major game I would go out and buy. But if I would get a Switch, that would be the game I would get because maybe it's just boring because I'm watching this guy play it and I'm not actually playing it. So that's probably
Playing
the
I'd rather
case.
get the Mario Kart game that just came out.
Yeah, I'll probably play the fuck out of that Mario Kart game. I would be cheating.
Like I'm not playing
I'll
no
be trying to-
Zelda.
What do you mean you be
cheating?
cheating?
I've been trying to put the fucking do those little fucking what you can do in Mario Kart. Don't they have like the little power ups and shit? Like you can like in
Well, everybody gets power ups.
yeah, like don't they get like power ups and shit? And like you can shoot
Yeah.
out like a little fucking banana and make people fuck up and shit. That's like little cheat codes and shit you can do or whatever.
No, that's in the game. That's just the
Oh, yeah.
part of the game. You never played Mario Kart?
I think so. Yeah, I played it like a couple years ago on the Wii. That's why I thought it was like a cheat code or some shit. I don't know.
The last Mario Kart game that I played was on the freaking Nintendo 64, I think.
Oh, shit.
Or the Super Nintendo. No,
Yeah,
it was the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have a major issue with Nintendo. The only Nintendo product I really enjoyed was the GameCube because they had a couple games I liked. But other than that, like, nah, I don't see myself going out buying a Zelda game, a Switch for Zelda. But you know, I don't see myself doing it. Like, I'm not impressed by the Nintendo Switch. I'm just not impressed by it. Like, they're gonna have to do something. Like, they need to make more than just fucking like. Nintendo reminds me of Xbox. All they know how to do
Oh,
is
you know
make
what? I know
Mario,
what you like.
Zelda, and fucking.
You like to play
Huh?
Arms game. The
I like to-
Arms game.
What-
That they.
I'm not playing that gay shit.
What do you mean, arms game?
When Nintendo did that thing, they had this game where people's arms were like rubber and they just like reached out. It was called Arms. That game looked so fucking corny, and it was one of the other games that were coming out at launch. I laughed my ass off. I said, I ain't buying no fucking Nintendo Switch for no fucking Arms game.
Yeah, like me myself personally, I'm mostly into like horror, you know, and obviously shooting games and shit like that, and you know, other multiplayer games. Yeah, that too. And I'm mostly into RPGs, and I know Zelda has some RPG elements to it. But like I said, I played a Zelda game. I probably played the wrong fucking Zelda game because I remember the time I played a Zelda game. It was on a GameCube when I was at my cousin's house, and I think you played as Link, and he was like some fucking chibi looking character, some little mini anime.
That's one of the
chibi-looking
best Zelda games.
and I
out there.
played it. Yeah, and well, but that was my opinion. I played it. I said, how in the fuck do you think this game is fun, bro? But I didn't say it like that. But I looked at him. He said, bro, this game is fun. I was like, how do you think this is fun? This is boring as hell. Like, it's legitly fucking boring. And I popped in Spyro, and we probably Crash Bandicoot. We played that shit all day. It was more fun. You know, it was more shit going on. But then when he was playing Zelda, this nigga was just walking around on the beach in circles and shit. Like, I don't know. I was like, nigga, you think this shit is fun? No, this shit is not fun. But like I said,
realize again, if he's just walking around in circles, then it's him playing the game, and you didn't get the full experience. You got to play it yourself. That's the
yeah.
bottom line.
But like I said, I did play it myself and I did enjoy it. Like I did, maybe like I said, that's probably the only Zelda game I ever played, and maybe that's the only one I had a bad experience with. So I'm not trying to say all of them suck. I never said that. I don't think they all suck. I'm sure there's some that probably that will take your breath away, but maybe this one, the Breath of the Wild, maybe one day if the Switch drops down to like $150, whatever the fuck, or if I see that, like,
Somebody said you're a fake ass gamer. That's why you hated it.
No, don't drop that. Nintendo's not like everybody else. They stick to their price. They ain't dropping their consoles like that.
Well,
Unless you buy from
the only person that said that shit.
That shit ain't happening with Nintendo. Nintendo don't do that shit.
I'll say this: what Nintendo needs to do for the Switch, they need the resurgence of a lot of old IPs they aren't using.
Right.
That goes for F-Zero, Earthbound,
Dude, they need
Metroid.
third-party support.
So,
That's what they
like,
need.
this is the reason why like this should be pissing me off. I'm gonna tell you something. How in the fuck does that make me a fake ass gamer just because I don't agree about Zelda? This is why I don't like talking to like idiot ass.
I think he was joking. He's not being serious.
No, he is serious. He is serious. Halo, he
Well,
is
if he's
dead
serious,
serious.
just don't acknowledge.
He's not
it,
being
bro.
serious.
You don't need to pay attention to it. You feeding it just gonna give it the attention that he wants.
Yeah, you're
I think
right.
he's just trolling you. That's all.
Okay, but that just didn't make any sense. I thought that was the most dumbest thing I've seen.
It doesn't make sense. And you know what, Demetrius, I get worse. You know that. We've talked. I get worse. Don't even let that bother you. Let it roll off your shoulder. You know, just like like, oh, that's a fly. Pluck it.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't let that fuck with me.
Just pluck it right in the fucking head and let him go away. You know what I'm saying? Give him a knuckle sandwich. Pop. It's done. Well, let's move on to the next subject. This last subject.
He just said he was joking too.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next subject. Now I saw something, a new game or something. What are your thoughts on Prey? It's a first-person shooter similar to BioShock.
Yeah,
I heard a little bit about it recently, but wanted to know more about it. Do you guys know anything more about it? I didn't see much about it. I heard about it.
Yeah, I downloaded the demo to it. It comes
Okay.
out. I downloaded the demo to it on the Xbox One, and I was going to play it tonight and give like a mini review on it. It reminds me of Dishonored mixed with BioShock. So
Dishonored mixed with BioShock?
Yeah, it looks so much like Dishonored because it's made by Bethesda. So Bethesda and ZeniMax are kind of almost the same people. Rambo, isn't it made by the Bethesda, right? Prey.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Bethesda published it.
Yeah, some shit like that. Okay, so it looks very similar. Like if you play Dishonored, it looks just like it. It has the same
Arcane
engine.
Studios who did Dishonored.
Yeah, Arcane Studios. So they did Dishonored and all that shit. So yeah, so it's very similar. So it's pretty much if you played Prey, just think of Dishonored more like Fallout, more with weapons and guns and shit. And Dishonored is more just swords and a couple guns and pistols and shit. So it's very similar. It's like their version of Fallout. So that's how I look at Prey.
But Demetrius, what is your opinion of it? You think it's going to be a good game?
I don't know. I haven't played the demo. I got to play the demo first in a couple minutes. After this.
All right, let me know.
Since
Would you let me know?
And I'll put out.
Yeah, I will text you and let you know.
Oh wait, somebody said they own it. Go ahead.
Demi God owns it.
Since I own it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Demi. How many hours?
I put like 2-3 hours into it before.
I thought the game don't come out the next week.
No, the game is out right now.
It came out
Yeah,
last
I could have sworn I saw somebody do a Let's Play already.
I own it. I just haven't played it
All
yet.
right. Wait a second.
I need to play a demo to it then.
Demi, tell me what you think about the game.
So, like the statement, it's good so far. Like the statement was, it is BioShock mixed with Dishonored, but they do it in a way that it feels like a very good blend of both games with horror elements installed with it.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Oh yeah, so I like it. You said the keyword horror.
You can put your build to anything like you want to put. Like I put my first neural mod, which are like skill points, into science. But you can do science, you can do engineering, you can do a soldier type build. The game is in your hands and how you do it, and how you play it. But it's like this game is crazy. You got these monsters taking over the space station, and you got like one of the biggest plot twists early as hell in the game for any game that was released in 2017. I don't think any game is gonna top that plot twist that you figure out right in the beginning already. Well, that's because the game tells you, but so far it is good. I see a lot of people trying to shit on it so early, but it's surprisingly done well. I like it.
Yeah, I heard it was bad. I don't know why. I haven't even seen it yet.
But see,
that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking, because I only heard a little bit, and I wanted to know. And since you're playing it, Demi, that you're telling me that so far it's a good game.
Yeah, I personally see if you like BioShock and if you actually do like Dishonored, this would be like right up your alley.
But see, here's the thing here. Like, if you, it all depends, because I didn't like BioShock 1. I didn't like 2. I didn't like BioShock to Infinite. So is it very similar to Infinite and Dishonored 1 and 2? Or is it like
more in the same vein of BioShock 1?
Oh. But it still got Dishonored, right?
It does have Dishonored elements in,
okay.
because you don't. The normal thing is, one of the things that they introduced to you early is that you don't have to play linear as possible. You can have multiple pathways to get to the next place that you want to go to.
Oh, okay. So it's more of an open freedom because Dishonored was more like go here, go there, go here, go there. You know what I'm saying? Play as you want, but go here, go there. You feel me? So that's how Dishonored 1 and 2 are like. You know, you could play stealthily or you could just go in and blaze and kill him. But I think playing stealth on Dishonored makes more sense than blaze in and kill. So
Yeah, so they give you like paths or ways to go around and like take whatever type of style that you want to play through. You can do it sneakily, you can do it guns blazing, stuff like that. They give you like so many different like ways to play that I was shocked because you don't really expect like FPS games to do that. Like the last FPS game, like the last FPS title I played that did that was like Crisis.
which one? The first one or the third one or the second? I don't know.
Second.
Yeah, I didn't play Crisis 2. I played the first one and the third one. Yeah.
But so far, to me personally, it is a good game. I can tell that this game isn't for everybody, but if you do like enjoy BioShock, at least the first one, and Dishonored elements, this is like right up your alley.
Okay, but I have the demo, so maybe that'll help me out a little bit and play it. Because
please play the demo because if you don't play the demo, I would tell you try the demo first. I would never tell you just go out and drop 60.
Right.
Just
I don't
play
want
the
to
demo if you can.
Yeah, I don't want to take no L and not like it. But I get it though. Yeah, hopefully it's something that I'll be interested in because I don't know, man. Like this generation of games, like they haven't been hot, man. Only PlayStation games have been hot, like Uncharted and Horizon and all that shit. Damn, I haven't really been interested in a lot of these whole lot of multiplats. It's mostly the exclusives that are pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I think the multiplats have been like crazy this gen. So I disagree with you.
Well, besides like Destiny, I mean that's like the one I was very like into. A couple anime games, and a lot of people
it rubbed me the wrong way when I started playing online, and I just got shitted on because I was a low level.
Well, yeah. I mean, but like me myself personally, Destiny is like one of those games. It's like this: if you don't have people to play with, and if you don't have a
wait, how did you get shit on because you were a low level?
Like I remember I played it on the PS3 when it first came out.
Right.
Or maybe it was the PS4. I don't remember.
Okay.
It was at my friend's house.
It doesn't matter which one.
I started like a new account. And like I started playing against people online, like versus.
Right.
And like no matter what I did, they wouldn't take any damage.
But you do realize that it doesn't. Whenever you played online, unless you played in the Iron Banner and you had to be level 10 before you could do that, it didn't matter what level you are. Your green gun from the start of the gun would actually do just as much damage as their Hawk Moon and everything else.
Yeah, but at this day and age in Destiny now, that's not the case. Like if you
yes, it is.
So if you mean to tell me if I have the Mongol Loop or the Hawk Moon, you can kill me one of those fucking regular ass weapons they start from the beginning fast. Fuck no. I would love to see a guy kill me with my Doctrine of Passing with his little fucking gun that you get like the beginning of the game.
That's what I remember. It was a couple years ago.
So much for Demetrius. Stop cussing. He ain't cussing.
No. Because Rambo threw me off when he said that. Like,
no, it's true because
there's cussing at your ass.
No, I'm not cussing for a bad reason.
It pops up all the time where people are still using the damn gun that they got from once they hit level 20. Whenever they get from the speaker.
Right.
Well, they could have patched that.
Right.
I'm just telling you what I experienced.
No, that's the way it was from the beginning. It was level. It was.
I don't know.
Your level didn't matter.
Your level didn't matter, but like nowadays like
still don't matter. People go in there. People go into multiplayer to level up because their levels don't matter, and that way it's all skill based.
I just remember getting one-shotted.
I don't know.
Every time I shot somebody, it wouldn't do shit.
I'm gonna tell you something. If a guy tried to fuck with me with his little gun that was from level 20, try to fuck with me with my No Land Beyond. I promise you get fucking destroyed. I promise you.
Guys, I got a question. How did we get from Prey to this shit?
I don't know.
To Destiny. Who's talking about Destiny?
You guys always go off topic. What's going on here? But listen, we're gonna cut this off only because we're almost on 2.5 hours, guys. I didn't think it was that long. We've been working it. Good night's podcast. But we're gonna do some outros right now, okay? And we're gonna start out with some of the on the show. We're gonna start out with Halo Storm. Even though you came in late, we'll let you do your outro.
All right. You guys could check out my channel. I'll be uploading a video today, and the Halo Storm is the name. That's it.
Okay.
Hey, Halo, I want to do a video with you with
And-
Naruto though.
Oh yeah, you want to do like a versus or something?
Fuck no, just want to talk about Naruto.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that, but I haven't watched like the Boruto series. I've only watched up to Shippuden.
No one cares about Boruto.
Features, there you go again. You could have done this after we finished our outros.
Oh my
He's
bad.
changing the subject. So
Sorry.
I'd be willing to do a video with you.
He thinks it's his podcast, and it's not. You know, come on now.
Just send me a
I'm gonna slap him
DM
with the ass.
either
I'm gonna slap
on
his ass.
Google Hangouts or send me a DM on YouTube if you know how to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Next, we got Demigod. Go ahead. Tell everybody they can find you.
Hey guys, doing the reviews here. Thank you for having me on the show. And I apologize for being late. So sorry.
That's all right.
Come check out the channel, Demigod Reviews. I'm doing everything: reviews, let's plays, commentaries, whatever it can be. You can find me on my channel. You can find me on Twitch, same name, Demigod Reviews. You can find me on Tik, where I write reviews for them as well. So check out the site, check out the channel. Come on through and have a good time.
Okay, and tell them about your. Don't you do a podcast?
No, I don't do a podcast. I just join random podcasts from time to time.
Oh, okay. I thought you did your own. Okay, and next up we got Persona.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and the Council and what's up PlayStation.com. And make sure you check out my podcast every Saturday at 11 a.m. on GWP Archive. It's called Mind of a Gamer podcast with me and Mr. Official VG. Real cool, laid back podcast, nothing too crazy. And make sure you check out the council members, Jay Barry, Mr. Official VG, Demigod Reviews, Meet You Battle, and the Sarge 0079, and all the other council members. Shout out to them, nothing but love. Shout out to everybody in the chat, and again to Titanfall. Thank you for having me on the show. It was definitely enlightening. It was dope. And yeah, that's it, man. Follow me on Twitter, Persona_YT, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Let me tell you, you're always welcome. Anytime you're available, you want to jump on, you hit me up during the week, and you're more than welcome. Okay? Everybody is. Okay, then we got Demetrius, the outros.
Hey everyone, Lords of Eclipse. I'm 22 years old, so I had a birthday 2 days ago. So I had a fun.
Who cares if you're 22?
Okay.
Young babes or something. I'm gonna tell you, girl. I'm gonna tell your wife. I'm telling.
Well, technically, I think I'm like the youngest out of the podcast anyway. So
I'm telling the donkey you're cheating. Never mind. Go ahead.
Looking ass. But okay, anyways, but Lords of Eclipse, everybody. It's Eclipse, not like the Twilight, even though I was watching Twilight 2 days ago. Don't care. But anyways, you guys can follow me at that at my name, and my Twitter account is the same. I changed it from Gods of Zeus to Lords of Eclipse because a lot of people had a hard time finding me on Twitter. So just go ahead and check that out. Everything's pretty much the same, and there we go.
Sounds good. Rambo, go ahead. Do your outros.
What's going on, guys? Rainbow's Corner here. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube. Should be getting a video up this weekend, and you can follow me on Twitch as well. I'm going to start streaming on there. Rainbow's Corner as well. It's going to be with the 0 on Rainbow. And come check out the Game Talk podcast, where we kind of just like a bunch of guys sitting around talking about games and a little bit of life in general, just bullshit like you would if you were in a party chat. So that's going to be over on the Game Talk YouTube channel. You can just find us at The Game Talk.
Oh, great. And you know who this is. This is Titanfall Princess. I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody who all the time. I love you all. And do me a favor, check out their channels, check out their podcasts, check out their videos. These are all good guys in here. I appreciate you. And look for, I'm going to do a couple reviews. One of the first reviews, I'm going to do a review on Ocean Horn. I just platinumed that, guys. If you weren't here earlier, okay, I did it in 2.5 days. I said I was going to do it before my podcast, and I did it. Okay, last week I did. I'm going to do a review on that one too. I platinumed that one. Okay, so I'm just trying to be a platinum queen. All right. But anyway, a platinum princess, I should say. I don't like the word queen. Hey, I said the word queen. Hey, I washed my mouth out. But anyway, Listen, hit that like button on your way out. And you know why you're going to do that? Because y'all know you love